live. This is what? Screen Tongue 18?
Yeah.
Numero 18. And as you can see, we have somebody new here. This is Joseph.
Hello.
He's got a pretty cool Instagram. I'll link it because I really like his Instagram. He just talks about movies. Pretty in-depth, too. I'm always impressed by your posts. Like, you write a lot in there. It's pretty cool.
Not always movies. One time he showed us he watched the dishes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was like his third post or something like that. That was good. But, yeah, for this one, because we have a lot of movies to get into, we'll keep, like, the watch, like, what did you guys watch portion kind of short. What did you guys watch this week or these past 2 weeks?
I watched back-to-back Space Jam, the new one, a new Legacy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And what the fuck was the other one? What the heck? Oh, Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. And so two pretty industry movies,
Yeah,
you'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. It's strange. At least with Space Jam, to me at least, it felt like it felt corporate all the way down to the self-referential corporate jokes it made in the movie. Like, this isn't really a spoiler, but like the main villain is an algorithm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
LG Rhythm.
Yeah, his name is Al G Rhythm.
He's black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
played by
Al G
Don
Rhythm.
Cheadle.
Oh, tight.
But I don't know.
Did you enjoy it?
I watched it with Deja's baby cousins, and they range their age between 3 and 6, so it's perfect
gotcha,
age for
gotcha.
them. So it's pretty fun to watch it with them. They got pretty into it.
Tight.
If I was on my own or just me and Deja, it probably wouldn't have been that fun, or at least
Yeah.
had to be under the influence of certain substances to maybe enjoy it a little more. But I don't know. It's strange. It's strange too, because Warner Brothers does this weird thing, or it seems like they're doing this weird thing with like, in itself is an IP, but in that IP they still put all their other IPs in it. Like they did the same thing with Ready Player One, where like that's already a book adaptation, but the book lends itself to it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then they have to pack in. Oh yeah, we own Batman. We own whatever shit.
Ready Player One is like a perfect movie to do that with.
And they do the same exact thing in the Space Jam movie.
Really? Okay, gotcha.
How do they
interesting.
fit it in?
It's, I mean, I don't want to give away too much if you guys care or not, but essentially, like what I mean by like the self-referential jokes. Again, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but I mean, most of the movie takes place in Warner Brothers Studios in whatever stuff, whatever, and so the algorithm is the Warner Brothers algorithm,
Yeah.
or I don't know, something they've made or whatever, and so it's kind of worked into it there, but a whole lot less smoother than in Ready Player One. That being said, I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a pretty big modern day hip hop fan, so the Uzi remix of I forget the Space Jam song name. That was pretty fun.
I
though.
think I know which one you're talking about.
I
I forget what it's called too.
But yeah, and then Jungle Cruise. I don't know. Jungle Cruise just confused me. I think my friend summed it up the best though. Sorry, I won't take up anymore. But my friend summed it up in saying that like it was essentially a live action, Lego video game story. Like the story mode in the Lego game.
Yeah, yeah.
It was basically that, but with The Rock and Emily Blunt. Not that good, but also not that bad.
Would you watch it again?
Probably not.
Joseph, did you watch anything? I know. I mean, it's all on your Instagram. You've been watching a lot of stuff recently.
Yeah, I caught The Night House yesterday. It's a pretty effective horror film.
Yeah, I saw you said it was what? It was what kind of horror film was it again? Psychological, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything.
Oh. It's more character driven than most horror films, which is good. I kind of wish more horror films would lead into that aspect. A bit
Yeah.
more with characters.
Should I go watch it? Do you think I should go watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right, I'll probably check it out. I like going to see movies like that. Anything else you watched?
Not really. I've been kind of busy like gathering my notes for the movies I did watch for this podcast.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
As well as like creating a schedule for my fall
fall like semester and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I hear that.
Like my school semester and also my own stuff that I'm working on.
Oh yeah, the outline.
Yeah.
Dude, that outline looks dense. I really want to read it one day.
Well, still in its early stages.
Don't. Yeah, I hear that. I always like.
It'll be in your criterion collection.
Yeah.
I saw that you got Gene Dealman. That
Yeah.
looks like it'll be fun. It's supposed to. Have you heard of Gene Dealman?
What's that?
It's like this movie from the 70s, this French movie that's like 3 hours of just like this lady's life. That's like the
Oh,
reputation.
is that the one with like the shot with like the window? Is that that movie or is that a different movie?
She's just like sitting at her
Is that
counter
like
in like the
Serial?
Criterion. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I think I know. I think I've seen shots.
It's
of that
supposed to
movie.
be like really mundane, but a lot of people like it. Is it like 3 or 4 hours? It's like super long.
It's 3 hours. It's part of my own critical analysis. It'll be my first, which I've always wanted to like do.
Mm-hmm.
I figure critically analyzing movies might make me better at creating my own my own films. I think me better.
I see what you mean.
I'm good, but I just want to aim higher. Than that.
Taking the Cahiers du Cinema route, critic to filmmaker.
That'd be badass as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
French New
so-
Wave. Yeah.
Dude, I really want to see a Joseph High movie.
You already have.
yeah. I want to see a feature length. There we go.
He'll come soon. Well, not
Fuck yeah.
not sooner. Just like
Eventually,
yeah.
It's on the way.
it's on the way.
When I'm ready.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm the same as you.
Won't be
Elijah.
this one though, but it'll be something else, I guess.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'd still like to read that outline though. Elijah, what'd you watch?
Did I see Koyaanisqatsi with you?
You did. You sure did.
Yeah. Oh boy, that was really interesting. I was on drugs when
Yeah,
when I
you
watched
were.
it.
Yeah.
It was very wavy. That movie's super insane though.
It's cool, right?
The time lapse
It's
footage
it's
is
great.
so like
What's it about? I saw it on your letterbox, but
it's a
so it's
it's-
like time lapse mixed with music.
It's a bunch of footage that they were working on another project. I forget the name, so forgive me, but they were working on another project and it got canceled or so the funding for it got pulled or something like that. And so they just got all this stock footage and they're like, fuck it, let's just keep shooting stuff. And so like throughout like a pretty long period of time they just kept shooting like city stuff, like nature stuff. And they got all this footage and they just put it all together and that's Koyaanisqatsi. And it's just fun to watch. It's really fun to look at.
Yeah.
It's they had Philip Glass made the music for it, and I don't know what the behind the scenes was like, but watching it, it's pretty clear that they were like making the music as they're like editing it, because like everything matches really well. But yeah, it's a fun movie.
have you guys
It's
heard
great.
of this movie called Samsara?
Mm-mm.
Sounds like a similar premise.
I like
premise.
just added it to my watch list on IMDb, but I forget what the
It's
premise was.
It's basically the same. It's
Same
just
idea.
like footage over music,
Okay.
like feature length.
It's very
Have you- you know what
satisfying
it
to
is?
watch.
Satisfying. I like it.
Yeah, it's on my watch list. It's thanks to YMS for recommending it.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, Joseph, he informed me he's a pretty big YMS fan.
Yeah.
this is tight.
I like YMS. What's your favorite like shot from the movie?
Oh, from Koyaanisqatsi.
I like the one where it's just like the city lights, like the cars driving and
Yeah,
shit.
there's so much. I don't know. I can't choose just one.
That makes me think Norby had like a cool theory about like life.
Oh yeah, no, that's like I can't explain that on here. I'm sound like a crazy person.
Did you guys, were you guys both under the influence, or was it just Elijah?
I smoked.
Norby's
weed.
always
He was
under
on-
the
He was on
influence.
shrooms.
Yeah.
He was on shrooms, and so I was like, "This is a great night to watch Koyaanisqatsi."
Yeah.
And it was good. He had very good reactions to it.
Yeah,
was
I was
fun.
going. Yeah, in my head it was like, whoa, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, of course, man.
It means like life out of balance though.
Yeah,
And,
it's it's
can just say it. Just say it.
Oh fuck. So a big thing in that movie is towards like the third act, they show a lot of like bird's eye view shots of cities, and they'll cut from a bird's eye view of a city to a shot of a circuit board, like for a computer and stuff. And what you realize when you're looking at these two shots side by side is that a city looks a lot like a circuit board. And I remember thinking about that and like, why is it that human beings are building cities and they look like circuit boards? Like, why are those two things consistent? And it made me start thinking about a little bit about the Matrix. But just to summarize it in short, for whatever reason, we like to build things almost like how computers look. Like, for whatever reason, it has to look that way. I could get more in depth with it, but it's gonna take me like.
There's like a lot of things in nature that are just like that though too.
Yeah, a lot of things in nature like that are consistent with
it's
that.
like you said we're trying to build a computer.
Yeah, so
we're just driven.
Yeah.
We're hardwired to
For
make
whatever
hardware.
reason, human beings are trying to make. Okay,
There's
I don't know
there's
the
some
words.
weird reason why there's something biological to the technical.
Yeah, so it's like human beings. I mean, just life in general wants to survive to the best of its ability. And human beings are at a point where like our bodies aren't evolving fast enough to keep up with like our survival. So we're going to technology to try and like evolve faster.
It seems part of like our inherent need to have like
Exactly,
some sort of like symbiotic like thing, whether it be with another person, like human interaction, or with a
Right,
tool.
yeah.
And now it's with technology, but technology's gone to a certain point where now technology needs a symbiotic like vessel to do
Right,
shit with too.
yeah.
And that's why now we live in such an interesting age where like
Yeah.
in the next 10, 15, 20 years, it really is like, who knows what the future's going to look like.
Right, it's nuts. But cities, for whatever reason, do look like circuit boards from like the top. And so I couldn't help but think like we're trying to build like collectively build this giant massive computer without knowing it. Like we're just hardwired to build computers, like build small computers for ourselves and build a giant collective computer. And so like I don't know where it's going, but it was an interesting watching the movie. You can see it pretty up front. Like streets look like wires.
You remember
like the lights? It's fucking crazy.
Last episode we were talking about like brainwashing and like
Yeah.
they realized that like people don't even really need to be brainwashed to do it to themselves. Like
Yeah.
maybe they just realized that we'll build the supercomputer for
Exactly.
them.
Yeah. Exactly. It's that same concept. And then the Matrix comes into that, but I won't get too into that.
Well, that'll be a discussion for
Yeah.
another day.
Whenever
we got to say that for the
yeah,
Matrix episode.
Yeah, we got to do a Matrix.
We got to
trilogy.
rent out a theater and do it. But
That'd be
I'm
really
tired
Bro,
of
dude,
waiting,
when,
bro.
we gotta wait till the movie.
Okay,
comes out.
when
The
four
movie
when
comes
four
out.
comes out, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fucking. I'm gonna make that's gonna be a whole like ass.
Okay,
month
that's
of
fair.
fucking
A
Matrix.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all get the Balenciaga jacket and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we're wearing like the whole outfit. I'm gonna get my trench coat out.
What do you think the title means? How it relates to
Koenigsegg?
that? Yeah, like
So it
life,
means
out,
life
of balance.
It insinuates that human progression isn't like, not that it's not natural, but it's like we're going too much on like one side of like the yin yang, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're tilting it out of balance somehow. And that could be the possibility. That's kind of like what they're saying. I don't know if it is actually like that, but that's kind of that's kind of like how it's edited and stuff.
I get that.
But that's more like life out of balance is more like, it should be more like Koenigsegg question mark. Like, is life out of balance? It should be more like that than like a statement. Dude, have you seen? I watched yesterday, just last night. I watched Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
2000.
Is-
2001, yeah.
is that a Baz Luhrmann movie?
I believe so.
Oh,
I
shit.
think it's the one he made after Romeo and Juliet.
Oh
right?
boy.
Dude, the editing for like the first 20 minutes of Moulin Rouge is fucking nuts. I've never seen anything like that. It reminds me of Xavier Renegade Angel. It's just so fucking breakneck pacing. It's so bizarre. Like the editing is just like, it's like what the fuck, dude. All right, so it's like a movie that takes place in what, like the 1800s, 1700s, some shit like that.
Oh, something old.
It's old, like old time,
Okay.
you know. Like people are still dressed up in like fucking gowns and shit. Dude, they fucking were recycling a bunch of like pop music, and there's one part in there in like the first 15 minutes, they're all singing like back to back, like The Sound of Music, a bunch of other songs. But they start playing Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh,
Dude, I almost
okay.
just like got out of the couch and just went upstairs.
It was the movie hard to watch.
May I ask you why?
It was
like,
just intense.
How did you come across choosing that as something to watch?
Okay, was like, we have to watch this.
She wanted to show it to you.
Yeah, I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll watch it. It looks musical, whatever. And then like the first 15 minutes, I was like, all right, I'll watch the rest of this.
That's funny.
But the editing is like, you could tell it wasn't sustainable. Like the editing is so fucking dense that the rest of the movie feels like it's edited not as intensely. But those first 15 minutes were crazy.
That's all you need is the hook.
Yeah,
And,
pretty much.
Have you seen any other Baz Luhrmann movies?
Seen Great Gatsby, And I haven't seen all of the Romeo and Juliet, but I've seen like bits and pieces.
Yeah, I've seen Romeo and Juliet and The Great Gatsby.
What about you,
Great
Jason?
Gatsby's good.
I've only seen Moulin Rouge, and that was when, back when I was in middle school, like 8th grade, 9th grade, I believe.
Yeah.
It was on HBO.
How'd you enjoy it?
Uh,
From what you remember?
I don't remember loving it, but I don't remember hating it either.
Yeah, same with me.
I don't know. I was kind of in between. Like, I figured, okay, it looks interesting. I don't know. Wait, this is all what's with the modern music playing?
Yeah.
I don't really get what he's going for, really.
He does that in The Great Gatsby.
That's what I was gonna say. That's like Baz Luhrmann's like stamp is like, what is he going for? Because like all of his stuff has like this weird modern aesthetic, whether it be sonically or like visually, but they're all supposed to take place in like at least 200 or 100 years ago.
This might sound kind of bigoted, but is he homosexual?
No, I
Okay.
looked that up. I was reading about him the other day because he's actually doing a movie about Elvis.
Oh yeah,
cool.
And who's isn't it? I don't know. It's
I don't know
someone
the
like,
guy's
like
name.
Ansel Elgort or one of the young actors.
Oh fuck yeah, that'll be cool.
But like Romeo. Do you know like what is Romeo and Juliet's about?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've seen
It's like
pictures from it.
it's like gang Romeo.
It's
and
like
Juliet.
West Side Story, but it's like how West Side Story is a modern adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. I don't even know how to describe it.
Oh,
but-
they use the dialogue from the play.
yeah, that it's
but in
like
the ghetto.
Oh wow.
yeah. So it's like it's vice versa. Instead of like the story in the ghetto, it's I don't know the dialogue and stuff, but I don't know. It's weird. It's strange.
I'll check it out.
And then I don't know. He's wearing some weird armor shit.
Yeah.
I keep saying I don't know. 'cause I don't know.
In The Great Gatsby actually looks really cool. It kind of looks like a video game, but it does look like
I enjoyed that movie.
Like-
I remember enjoying it.
It's well shot.
visual
Yeah.
pleasure, kind of.
It's really like hyper.
Yeah. But I remember there being scenes in there where there's like rap.
Yeah, there's the Jay-Z song that plays.
That's right. Yeah.
That was not in the book.
That was not in the book.
Are you guys fans of F. Scott Fitzgerald? Or-
I haven't. I read the
Um,
book, but apparently Hunter S. Thompson loved him.
I
He
can see
did.
why.
He did The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Maybe I should read more. of him.
And then Baz Luhrmann did Australia.
I don't even know what that one's about.
Nicole Kidman's in it.
And Hugh Jackman.
She's in that one too.
Yeah, he's like the biggest director from Australia.
Oh god.
One of them.
I'd say George Miller's up there.
Yeah, that's
George
fair.
Miller's badass.
That's fair.
Yeah. Do you guys want to get into
Oh, I watched.
any other ones?
I watched A Clockwork Orange.
For the first time, or
Second time.
Okay.
Second time, but I think I appreciated it a lot more this time.
Tight.
The first time I saw it, I didn't really like put it up there with like 2001 or Barry Lyndon. I really like Eyes Wide Shut too, but this time like I really tried to like, I guess just like think about it harder, and I really enjoyed it. That movie is really interesting.
great film.
What do you think about that movie? Like, that's really broad. Okay. I guess the big thing I like took out of it this time was it was an interesting like argument about free will.
That's what I was gonna say. Like the whole movie feels like a meditation on change and like what it means
Yes.
as a human to
Yeah.
change, or like not even to actually change who you are, but how you act. It's more of a change of mask than a change of self.
It has to come from within yourself. It's not something that can, in a way, it's not something that should be wired. It's
a little off our tangent, but the Droogs do make a cameo in Space Jam.
They do.
really.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
See,
I caught that reference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's strange.
it's
Sorry,
like
sorry.
why?
Yeah.
There's also a devil's reference there in too.
That's what. Okay, I was really high when I watched the movie.
I saw that one, but I didn't need to.
I didn't get that though, because it didn't even look like like a devil from like Legend, like the Ridley Scott movie or anything. It
Yeah.
just looked like they had the devil in there. I don't know. Disturbed
I
me, to
heard
be
there's like a
honest.
Pennywise cameo.
Yeah, Pennywise.
Like Game of Thrones references.
Yeah, the Ice King is in there.
Oh my
Batman
gosh.
and Robin
what
are in
the
there.
fuck, dude?
Watching the basketball game.
What the fuck?
The White
Yo,
Walkers are in
what?
there.
The White Walkers, yeah.
I don't
There's
know
White
why-
Walkers in it. That sounds strange.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off. Of
No,
Clockwork
no,
Orange,
no,
though.
no.
Oh, there's the one rear projection shot of them driving the car. Just to bring up our potential Paul Thomas Anderson episode. There's a pretty cool reference to it in Phantom Thread with the driving shot in there.
Oh,
pretty
really? I don't remember that. That's cool.
But
that shot's really creepy too.
I love the sequence, the singing in the rain sequence. Apparently, when
Yeah.
Gene Kelly he saw the movie, he hated it, and I guess he hated Stanley Kubrick after that.
I like how the song ends on the movie ends on that song too.
Yeah.
But I can see how the first half of the movie is kind of just like world building, you know, and then the second half, that's when like the themes start to get revealed a little bit more.
It's interesting too because like the story takes place in like this like dystopian-esque future, but it has such a 70s aesthetic to it, like in terms of like what they wear and stuff. And there's
Yeah.
certain things that they try to make it seem like the future, but I guess it's strange that this is. Is this the one he did right after? No, he did Barry Lyndon after 2001, right?
No, he did this and then 2001.
Okay. So it's
Barry Lyndon. Yeah.
It's strange that this one comes after 2001, which feels like so accurate, or at least so interesting in terms of the interpretation of a future, and then to go on to this one and do a whole different interpretation in a sense, right?
Yeah. I like, you know, there's like a scene where he's going through the record store and like there's all the records, and
Yeah.
the first record is like a 2001 soundtrack.
Yeah.
I guess A Clockwork Orange 2 was like his fastest movie like ever made.
Yeah, he kind of knocked that one out.
Yeah. And
How long did it take?
like 9 months to a year to have like fully shot, edited, released.
That's pretty good. That's
For
really good.
Stanley
Yeah,
Kubrick
especially
movie,
for
yeah.
Stanley Kubrick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was low budget.
yeah, it was a low budget
I
movie.
think it's like 2 million.
Yeah, and it looks so fucking
Wow.
good
Yeah.
for a low budget movie. Like the sets are really fucking crazy.
Just the opening image alone, you know.
Yeah,
just-
that zoom.
It's so strong.
Yeah.
And you know, it's certain things like that too. It's like that zoom because you know he's gonna have the zoom somewhere, and I don't know. He's just a genius. Sorry. What do you think
Dude,
of?
I like how you can hear the idea just like.
Yeah, it's like I'm shitting it out. It feels like.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
What do you think of Clockwork Orange?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No.
I got the Blu-ray. If you
I'd love,
want
I'd love to borrow it.
It has like one of the coolest posters too, I think.
Yeah.
Always
Just in
the cover of it always creeped me out at Blockbuster. I would walk in and I would see it. I'm like, this is like scaring the shit out of me. I would just like stare and look at it.
There was like a thing where the Clockwork Orange was banned in the UK or Stanley Kubrick didn't like let people watch it for like a certain amount of time because like someone killed someone and said they cited Clockwork Orange's influence, and
Yikes.
yeah, bad shit happened. So Stanley Kubrick took it out of like circulation, and there'd be this thing in video stores where there'd just be a sign on the front of the video store that said, "Sorry, we don't have Clockwork Orange."
Have you guys read the book?
I've read like the first chapter.
I
The
feel
di-
like you've read the first chapter of a lot of books. Or
Probably.
Like we were talking
I
about
should
Naked
probably-
Lunch, and you said you read the
Yeah.
first few pages.
But the dialogue is really similar.
Oh, really?
I remember reading something like Stanley Kubrick, instead of like really referring to the script when they were on set, they just used the novel.
Interesting.
So the dialogue in Clockwork Orange is really fun.
Yeah.
They use like this Russian slang shit,
Oh.
like
Droogs.
Droogs,
Interesting.
Yarblakos,
Bruv.
from.
I'm just kidding. I think that's British.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like really bizarre. Yeah, I like the movie.
9 out of 10.
Joseph?
Yeah, I'd give it
Alright,
a.
sorry.
Yeah, I think I put that on there. I wrote a long thing about it. I'm gonna transfer it from the page to
Yeah, do it, do
Letterboxd.
it.
What was it?
Do you have any thing to say about Clockwork Orange?
Yeah, it's a good film. I don't really give ratings for films really. I just give my thoughts on it.
Tight.
But
Pretty based.
If I were to rate the film, it would be like probably a 4 out of 5.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. You guys want to dig into Mommy?
Sounds good. Actually, sorry. One last thing
Sure.
about Jungle Cruise and Space Jam. I forgot. And it seems to be a thing. I think it's been a thing forever, but I don't know. When you watch something that has like a big star or a celebrity, a genuine celebrity like a LeBron James or The Rock, there's something about their singles, that feels like they just busted out like 60 of them in a day, and so like maybe they did like one or two takes, and like the director, everyone was like too afraid to like tell him to actually like that wasn't a good performance,
Yeah.
And so the movie's just full of these like goofy ass inserts of like them just reacting to shit. Also, because like half the movie or like 75% of the movie CGI. Sorry.
So they kind of had to use.
What's
a lot of inserts.
LeBron's performance like?
It's like LeBron's career. It's like you're never gonna be Michael Jordan, It's,
Oh, damn.
I think LeBron's a great basketball player too, but he's not Mike. So Mommy.
Okay. Joseph, is there? So usually, whenever we're starting on like the movies we recommended, we usually talk about like why we chose it, or just a precursor or something. So is there anything you want to talk about, or like why you chose it, or?
Okay, so I recently discovered this on again YMS, the
Nice.
2014
Very good.
list.
That's where I found it too. This is the second time I saw it.
Tight.
Right, so it's one of the films I watched during lockdown because it couldn't go to theaters, which really sucked. Yeah, and so lockdown has been pretty much, it's been pretty much me just catching up a lot of movies, both old and modern-ish, like stuff from this decade and like the 2000s.
That's good.
So yeah, and my DVD collection has kind of expanded a lot since then. So a lot of money spent.
Yeah, Elijah can
Yeah,
relate.
so,
Elijah
yeah.
I heard Elijah's laugh.
Alright, so I watched Mommy during lockdown, and it was pretty. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was one of the more honest depictions of family dysfunction I ever seen in a movie, which I don't really see much of in most films. The Royal Tenenbaums comes close.
I like that you brought up family dysfunction, because that's what really reminded me of. Just like I've seen families like that, like in person, just like one kid's just like doing a bunch of shit or just like really misbehaving or. But what'd you guys think about it? We'll open up the floor.
This is the second time I've seen it. I found it too because of I really like those lists he does.
Yeah.
YMS, like he doesn't do like his top 10 movies from a year. He does like his favorite movies from the year.
Yeah.
So some lists have like
20,
30,
Wow.
And he does like a short little review saying
Yeah.
like why it's good or not. So I saw Mommy on there and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And I liked it the first time, and I don't really know how much my opinion changed the second time. I just like kind of enjoyed it
Yeah.
even more, I really like Steve's performance.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like acting at all.
No, it feels like they got some kid.
They just like found this guy and they're like, all right, we're gonna record you. Very emotional though too.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like in the third act there's definitely moments where you can get like some tear jerk moments.
Yeah.
And then the aspect ratio.
Right.
That's-
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that at first? Did you?
I didn't expect it to be for so long.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I had seen the shot before where it spreads open, just like you see.
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
like cool shots or whatever. And so I was like, oh shit, that's this movie. And so yeah, I had one of those moments.
I still don't know what to think of it. Like, it doesn't, like, you get used to it pretty quick. Like, you notice it, and then like your brain just like hardwires to just like get used to it. Why do you think they did that?
On like a basic level, it's like feeling boxed in.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I was thinking.
And
of.
then when he expands it, you can see more stuff. He says something like, "I feel free." You know?
Yeah, there you go.
It's just like
to me it felt like kind of like his vision. Like I feel like he spends most of his life with like this like tunnel, but it's more of like a laser beam. Like whatever he's focused on, that's all there is. And I think at those points where it does spread open, or the points of potential for him, you know, or whatever, to have a good life, but most of it gets close.
Damn, that was this movie's film language for ADHD. Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it connected with me on a personal level, since I'm also kind of I also have social disorder as well.
Yeah.
Autism. So, and I'm also a single parent as well, a mother.
Mm.
So yeah, the whole family dysfunction with the whole mother and son thing kind of it came close to it came close to home for me.
Mm.
Like it really hit home because of how honest and pretty raw it was.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I think especially family dysfunction where it's just like a single mom and like either one or more kids. Like it's such a weird family dynamic to just have like one mom and like one kid. 'Cause it's just two people. Like it's a family, but it's just two people.
Yeah.
And like a young kid and an older woman.
Mm.
It's always interesting whenever there's like the mom's dating and stuff, and like the son, like there's so many different ways for a son to react to that, especially like someone with ADHD.
That scene where they go into the karaoke bar was very.
Yeah.
I really
That's
noticed.
good. It's a
Not
great
that I didn't
scene.
notice it the first time, but I really remembered it more this time.
Mm.
He's trying to like get her attention, and then there's just those. He's like singing the song, and he's not really like a great singer, and he's looking into the crowd, and the crowd's like either making fun of him or just like not paying attention, and then his mom isn't paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that's one of those points where you really feel like that narrowed perspective, because it's like, what can I do here?
Mhm.
You know?
Pretty anxiety inducing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then it leads up to like him getting in the fight and stuff,
Mhm.
and then once he gets in the fight, the mom and the lawyer, that thing's kind of fucked up.
Mm.
So
This shit was funny. It was like fuck you and your loser problems. I was like, God damn, dude. But
that's gotta be awkward though.
yeah.
For Steve, because he does know like what's kind of going on there. He knows like his mom. He probably even knows like a little bit like his mom has good intentions behind it,
Mm.
but like he doesn't like seeing her act that way.
Yeah. How'd you guys feel about Steve, like as a character? Like, he's pretty lovable, but there's also times where he's just like borderline beating the fuck out of his mom.
I actually felt like it was a pretty good performance. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I know people like that. Like to me,
Yeah.
it didn't seem like just ADHD. Like it felt like bipolar. And
Yeah, like a little bit of
just
some other
stuff
stuff.
like that.
Yeah, my brother has ADHD. I'm like, he's not that bad. Like he hasn't beat my mom, but
He's such
there's elements of it.
he's like such a outgoing person too.
Yeah.
You know, but like sometimes he can't control his emotions.
He's got a good heart.
Yeah.
You can really tell he's just powered off of other people's energy.
Mhm.
Like he needs to be around other people. Let me think what else. How'd you guys feel about the colors?
Oh, they're like very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent amount of warm shots.
I feel like it was. I was talking to Dej about this, but I was really impressed with how it was shot. To me, it wasn't just warm, but it was super soft for most of it
Yeah,
in terms of lighting
yeah.
and stuff like that. And I don't know, not even that like soft means natural, but it feels natural.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, especially with so much like clear formal choices like the aspect ratio, the music, and
Mhm.
all that stuff, to have the lighting be so naturalistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it felt right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's actually history behind the ratio. Yeah, it's in my notes.
Yeah, let's hear it. Fuck yeah. First note taker.
Alright, so first,
I should get some WD-40 for that. I think I have some actually.
it was shot on film. I noticed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
look
Was it
really
really?
good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 35 milliliter. Yeah, they have the textures of the lighting.
The halation.
The halation.
You know about halation?
Right, so apparently the film's director, Xavier Dolan,
Mm-hmm.
and his DP, Andre Turpin, They shot a music video a year before. It was shot in the same ratio. So the music video is Indochine College Boy. It's a French music video. It's in black and white. It centers more on like bullying and social isolation.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Though it's in French. I don't really think the lyrics though, because the visuals pretty much could convey all the emotions perfectly.
I'll have to check that out. I wish
Yeah.
I wish if I had speakers, I'd play it right now and be like, fucking check this shit out.
It's pretty brutal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's French Canadian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I remember thinking because it is a lot about like family dysfunction. It reminded me of, in terms of themes, it reminded me of Laloux, because Laloux is like the only other French Canadian movie I've seen, and that one focuses a lot on family dysfunction. And it's just it's weird to see Laloux came out in like, I think it was like 90s or 80s, to see how the French Canadian portion of, you know, just like that society, that culture has evolved to like where it's at now. It's like I can see some like similarities, but it's just like it's very modern now. But yeah, I should show you guys Laloux. I have the DVD.
I remember you said that movie's a trip.
Yeah, it's yeah, I want to see what you guys think about it, because the only people I know have seen it are like just within my family.
Okay.
So I have to show you guys that movie.
There is something interesting about like French Canadian. I was talking to Deja about this too, because like, first we were like, it's crazy that like there's a whole like section of
Canada.
North America that speaks French.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Louisiana was supposed to be that, you know, and like what the
Really?
heck? Because you know it was a French colony before.
Yeah, it's like you never think of like French colonies too much. It's just like, oh yeah, they took that place over.
Yeah, but I don't know, because we've seen a few French films on here, you know, and they just have a certain outlook, you know, and you can go all the way into like their actual like literature and stuff. Like you can read Sartre and stuff like that, and so you know that like I don't know, it's just interesting the way they see the world. But you know, a lot of times you see those French movies, but it's in France, and there's the whole history there. But to have that sort of, I don't know, there's something about language that brings out that sort of ideas or aesthetic, it seems. Because I've seen some other ones too. Denis Villeneuve is from French
Gotcha.
from a village in Quebec.
Yeah.
I'll say it later, but yeah,
French Canada.
The French Canada.
French Canada. France Canada. I don't know.
Also, they have a pretty cool film board out there because they get a lot of national funding.
I need to see more French Canadian movies.
Or it's I don't know. It obviously in the United States, the market kind of generates what's made for the most part in terms of getting funding. And obviously, you can make what you want. It's a little harder if you don't have some good funding. But I do appreciate when like places like the French Canadian Film Board or whatever will give, or like even in like Greece or whatever, they'll give money to someone like Yorgos Lanthimos or Denis Villeneuve to really just make something strange. Xavier Dolan. So yeah, shout out to them.
He was like 25 when he made this too.
He made his first feature when he was like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. What was that one about?
It's called I Killed My Mother, right?
I killed my.
So it seems like he has themes that he likes to explore.
Yeah, and the 1-to-1 ratio really works well with this film, because it perfectly centers the characters. You're focused on them and not the background. Cause so it's less distraction. Like so you're boxed in. So like the character's internal struggle, the psychological, the psychology of the characters.
Visually, we talked about this with Waves too. There's something about like a more boxed ratio too that like it just frames faces better, because like you said, you don't really see anything else. It's just the face. And there's so much, like I feel like 80% of character or story is just in the face, right? And so it's so interesting to take that to the nth degree and have a majority of the film take place in that ratio.
And it's pretty unusual for a film like this too at the time, because like I don't think any of the films were shot like this.
I was gonna bring that up too, because I think this was last year. I don't know if you guys saw, like Damien Chazelle did that thing for Apple, the vertical cinema thing, where it was, I don't know, he was shooting like stuff just for vertical, you know, because like, you know, phones are the future, whatever shit. But it's so interesting that,
Vertical.
this movie is 2014, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So obviously, phones and technology we were already at the iPhone 6.
Yeah. They still
Um,
shot a selfie on a flip phone though.
Yeah. But pre-vertical cinema, to do it
Mm.
makes it a stronger choice, at least to me.
It's a
I don't know if
little
it's
bit
better
ahead
or
of its-
worse,
little
but
bit ahead of its time then.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the contrast between the 121 and 185 is pretty. It's pretty good. And I like how the first ratio is very claustrophobic, and how the second
Mhm.
one is very optimistic, and
Yeah.
it really gives you space to breathe.
Mhm.
No, it's very open. It's very free
Yeah.
until the problems arises, and
It closes back up again.
yeah,
The editing really helped there too. It's
Mm.
like the way it was like all the shots, the editing felt very just
yeah.
just euphoric. Like there weren't any like harsh noises or anything. Everything flowed pretty well and it felt soft.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I say the one point where the shots didn't quite center is where Steve is in the parking lot, and he's pushing his shopping cart around.
Dude, yeah, I like that scene
Yeah.
a
That
lot.
part's cool.
I almost want to go do that.
Caroline.
Like, dude, I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen anybody have so much fun swinging around a fucking shopping cart.
The camera goes around him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
But it goes in the opposite direction that he's spinning, so I feel like
Mhm.
that's what makes the visual even cooler.
Yeah. That part was cool. That was just before he starts like, what was it? The whole scene where he's like, "I got it for you, mom."
And also the character of Kyla, the
Right, yeah.
neighbor, who takes a liking to the family, and agrees to be Steve's tutor.
What do you guys think of her character?
She's very interesting.
She's more or less the audience.
You
Right.
feel like
Yeah.
To me, I felt like, or at least I was the most interested in hers because, obviously she had her own issues or whatever. But I guess the thing that interested me the most is that, like, in a sense, for a long time she did kind of just neglect her family to like join this other one.
Yeah.
But that's another thing too. I've seen people do that. Like,
Mm.
there's something about like finding something new or
Mm.
building it yourself or whatever you want to
Mm.
call it that makes people want to leave what they already have. I don't know.
Yeah.
it's interesting because like she has like the stutter issue and she's kind of it's like harder for her to talk. And then when she starts hanging out with like Di and Steve, like it starts to
Go away.
fade away a
Yeah.
little bit. And like at the end where there's like that final time they see each other before she goes to Toronto, you can tell like she has it back,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a
And-
good like show don't tell.
yeah
Technique.
Yeah.
you know?
And it's just interesting because in a way it kind of says something about her family too.
Yeah, her
And-
husband looked like such a cold stone douche. Like he was just like
Yeah.
super, just like distant.
That's funny because to me, I felt really bad for him. I didn't even think he was douchey. I just felt like he was depressed. Like my wife, it's
Maybe,
like,
yeah,
he wants to
probably.
leave me. Like
Yeah.
I have to make dinner for my daughter now. I just came home
Yeah.
from work.
She wants to hang out with like a 16-year-old.
Yeah, you want to go tutor? I just got home.
Yeah, and the 16-year-old's like, "You look sexy."
Yeah, what'd you think about that scene where he like ends up like pissing himself?
Oh, that scene was cool.
What'd you feel like? I don't know. Did you have any expectations for it?
I didn't think he was gonna piss himself. I thought that was cool. I mean, like, just like a good choice.
It's cool seeing like him push her though,
Yeah.
because like you see her as like a very reserved person, and he's like super outgoing, kind of like he's teasing her a bit. He's obviously like trying to flirt with her a
Yeah.
little bit, and like you see her finally break out of her shell, and it like
Like she really unloads on him.
yeah. But then there's also like the thing where, in a way, he kind of needs to like be unloaded on, but just like with the problems like
There, go ahead. Sorry.
just with like some of the problems he has though too, when like someone does that to him, it really like affects him like even harsher, you
Mm.
know.
He needs to be unloaded on.
Discipline is a strange thing, and I guess that's one of the things that we can talk about too in terms of like
Yeah.
how it's portrayed in the movie. I don't know if I'd call it really. Obviously, like she's expressing herself, but I don't even know if that's really coming out of her shell. Cause like, I don't know.
She's like defending herself, kind of.
Yeah, it felt more like
I felt like she was just like,
felt more id than like
Yeah.
like actual like cognizant. Just
She was in the moment.
it felt like. It felt like I guess whatever she was carrying for whatever before the movie starts.
mhm.
Did she lose her son or something? Like
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't remember.
think-
because like they showed it or was I don't know. There,
Oh.
I thought there was,
Yeah, it's never
There,
explained.
there probably
but
was.
there's
something.
that isn't that one of the reasons why like she gets so interested in the family?
Probably. I think.
Is
I
there
missed
like
that.
a shot of like a picture with like a boy or
Yeah.
something? Oh,
Right? Am I wrong?
That's
Because it might have
I
been,
might
it
have
might have
missed
just
it.
been
that's good show
the-
don't tell.
That would be
could,
really-
That could explain
yeah.
her stutter.
that's what I at least thought
Yeah.
that all came
That's a
from.
good catch.
I forgot where I was going with, but
you're talking about like her being in the moment.
yeah, that's what it's just it felt like I don't know how to say it, to be honest. I'm
That's
sorry.
just like the way she had to respond, right?
I feel like
At
for me,
that
it almost
point.
felt
yeah,
like she was
but
just like.
to me it felt like doesn't mean she's bearing her heart. It just
No. It's just like she got pushed to the limit.
Mhm.
It almost felt like I mean, like she was pushed to the limit, but it felt like a little bit more than that. Like she was definitely like not overexerting herself, but it was like
Oh.
she was like almost like unloading some past shit on him too.
Yeah, he was like the straw that broke.
Yeah, he's
the
like
camel's
yeah,
back.
exactly, yeah. And he deserved it too. I mean,
He was like flirting. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
was like
fl-
touching her
yeah.
and shit.
oh, would you guys think about like they never say it explicitly, but it's like heavily insinuated. There's like a sexual relationship between the mom and the son.
Yeah, he's like
some sort of
when-
Oedipus.
Yeah.
He's like there's that part where he like touches her boobs and stuff.
Yeah, or like even when he's like dancing with her and stuff.
Yeah, it's very promiscuous.
How'd you guys feel about that?
Well, said that he has very connective issues.
Attachment
Yeah,
Yeah.
attachment issues, which was part of his the disorder.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know much about ADHD in terms of like attachment disorder and all that stuff.
I remember there's one part in the movie where she's talking to the neighbor. I keep forgetting their names. There's like Di and what's the neighbor's name?
Kyla.
Kyla. We're just talking to Kyla and she's like I didn't touch my son or anything like that. Like she says that like it's
Mhm.
like a little
Mm.
clue.
Yeah.
And the fact that they go out of their way to show like there might have been a sexual past or like something close
Like,
to that.
It really to me it like it was like a clear like reference at least to something like edible in terms of like also
Yeah.
to the dad dying.
Right, yeah.
Maybe that's what like makes him like even more jealous too when she's trying to like get with the lawyer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because she sees himself more as like her protector
Yeah.
and a provider, which is why he provided groceries earlier. Yeah.
I think he even says it too. It's like he's to her. It's him and her against the world.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like that's like a clear thing with like people like with ADHD or whatever, bipolar or whatever.
Mhm.
Is it like once I guess they're very loyal. So
Yeah. They kind of have to be.
Yeah, I guess so.
forced to. How'd you guys feel about the ending? Like the last shot in the hospital?
I was gonna ask, do you think it's a dream, or do you think he's actually doing that?
Oh. I was gonna say
I thought about that a little bit.
So
on the way.
it looks like he's trying to jump out the window. to
Yeah.
me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a dream or not. Do you guys think he actually does jump out the window?
So I was thinking about it on the way over here.
Okay.
You know the scene
Let's hear it.
earlier where like the aspect ratio expands again?
Yeah.
But it's almost her having like not a premonition, but like you know when you get really high sometimes and you like view your life kind of like
Does your life flash before your eyes?
yeah,
when you get high?
like Green Knight style.
Oh, your future? You like
kinda. I feel like she was having like one of those moments, but for like the better for Steve,
Mm.
you know. And this time, I feel in a way it's supposed to look like it's actually happening because the aspect ratio doesn't change.
Mm.
But then if you just like look at the way like it's shot before it cuts to Steve like trying to jump out the window, it looks like she's just like looking off into the distance thinking. And I feel like she is having another one of those like
Like daydreams.
predicting like the future daydream type of thing. because that's just like the way she's looking off, and then it cuts to him doing that, and it kind of does it in like an elevated way, you know.
Music starts playing.
Yeah. And I think like it's just another daydream she had, but this time the aspect ratio just didn't expand.
So like it actually happened.
Yeah,
type of thing.
and yeah, like he might have actually like
She actually did have a real premonition.
maybe she thinks he's actually gonna like jump out, like get free and like kill himself or something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not something where like, in a way, it is like a type of freedom, but it's still like boxed in.
Right.
That's something that doesn't deserve like the aspect ratio to expand.
I
So I
agree.
think it is like her having a daydream. What do you guys think?
That's like I didn't pick up on that. That's actually really smart. That's that adds more to that last shot, I think, to think about. I don't know if he kills himself or not though. They do cut it just before that. Do you prefer that he kills himself or?
No. I think he can like he's just like in a really weird stage in his life.
Yeah.
You know. How do you like help someone when they're like that?
They have to. They have to learn themselves. They have to like get punished.
Yeah, it's more like you can't even help them. It's more like you got to be patient and be there. But
Yeah.
like I feel like it just takes them longer to like
They're like bloomers.
learn things. Yeah. Or I don't know. Like you know how some like you touch when you're a child, you touch a hot stove once and you realize, oh, that's hot. Don't touch that. It takes them like 8
it's like
times.
That, it's like that, but for like forever.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, similar to yours.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it ending two ways. I two outcomes.
Okay.
First, it's in my notes as well.
Mm-hmm.
First, I saw it as more as on first viewing of the film. I saw it as more as maybe he did set himself and his mother free by jumping off the window, because I guess he realized that there was no chance in saving himself because of the condition he has.
So why like
Oh, I see.
don't inflict more pain on your mom?
Yeah.
But that probably inflicts more pain.
Yeah, it does.
That's what I took from it on first viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And on second viewing, I figured maybe he doesn't kill himself and the guards
Catch him?
catch up to him.
Mm.
Yeah. There's like two ways I could take from it. I don't know the exact ending. That's good. Like it's more ambiguous. Yeah. It gives more to think about, really.
Then them just telling you like
Yeah.
how he because like if he makes it out of the window, he's gone.
Yeah.
I always wonder
Most
if there's
likely.
a. Whenever I see endings like that, I always wonder if the filmmakers put clues like in the movie, like patterns and stuff, like if for the like the answer for the.
I
ending.
could see that.
I've seen movies like that where it's like they'll leave it ambiguous, but it's like they did a shot very similar to this and it meant this, so because they're doing it here, it means that.
Yeah.
Like there's like a logic to it.
I think that's
just
just her thinking like something he might do.
Yeah.
And it just like it hurts her a lot too, because that's like right after Kyla leaves her house, and there's just like a few shots of her just like trying not to cry, and then she's sitting on her bed and she looks like she's imagining something, and that'd be something very reasonable for her to imagine after Kyla leaves, because like Kyla was like part of the family,
Yeah.
you know. So now it's like she's all alone, and I feel that's like really bleak though, or it's like bleak either way. But then it's just like she sits around all day thinking like that her son might kill himself.
It feels
Yeah.
appropriate though for the story.
It
'Cause
does,
I
yeah.
don't always say it's a happy ending for a story like this.
No,
I
no,
don't.
no. What do you guys think about like? You know how the movie starts off and it asks about, or it tells you there's the law in Canada.
That S14 law.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of like that? I guess you could say like plot device.
Like foreshadowing.
Yeah, cause I listened to like there's a Sardonicast episode where they talk about it, and they kind of no one really liked it, and I could kind of see what they were saying because they're like they said it just exists to like have it come back around at the end.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't know.
It didn't play too big a part. That was probably like the most like I literally almost forgot about it.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes like laws that like might like need more time to think about, kind of just pass by, and then you don't realize it until it's already been put into law, that it actually affects you in a way that you didn't expect it to.
Yeah, like when she takes Steve there and then they start kind of like beating him up, she's like, "No, I don't want to do that anymore."
Yeah,
Like stop. And like she signed the papers, she can't.
Like if they
know?
didn't put that like in the beginning, then like her just taking him to the hospital, I would still I feel like have a similar effect, but it makes it more effective that you had that like intro. If anything, like I guess I kind of disagree with their them not liking it because it ties back, because isn't that how you're supposed to structure a story to introduce things and tie it back without the audience really expecting it. So I don't know. That's at least what I think.
I think that's what they're going
That
for.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first viewing, I didn't know I didn't know where the story was going. But yeah, a second viewing that I know where the story's going, it feels more heartbreaking too. When you know where it's going. Yeah.
It kind of like adds like a little bit of a political atmosphere to it too, because in a way it sets it up at the beginning too, because Dai talks to like the social worker, and she says something like basically to the effect of like, "Watch me fix him," and then the movie is like her trying to like fix him, I guess, and she isn't able to do that, and then that's like when the state has to come in and like do it for you essentially, and that's just like, that's pretty sad, you know. Your own family can't do it for you, so like the government has to.
Do you think it was the right choice?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna add. Like it feels like a tasteful like inclusion of like a political like angle, because like I feel like politics at its best like kind of insinuates you to think about the world, or how the world works in a real like theoretical way, right? And so to open with something kind of like political like that kind of puts you in that mindset to like start thinking about the actual frame of how not just the world but things as like primal or like universal as like a mother and son, you know. It's been around since humans have been around, right? And how like, because a lot of times like a political question or something like that kind of is like, it really is ethereal, like it really doesn't apply to your day to day, right? Or like not always. And so yeah, I felt like it was tasteful.
I remember thinking like within the first like 20 minutes of watching again, and I started to like remember things about the movie. I'm like, dang, this is like a cool social issue. They made like a social issue movie cool. Yeah. You know?
They tangerine did.
Yeah.
Florida Project did.
But they did it before that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. French Canadians, man.
And the soundtrack is pretty inspired.
Yeah. I
Those
remember the
songs.
first time I watched it, I kept listening to that Celine Dion song on a change. I don't know. That's my favorite scene in the movie.
That seems pretty damn good.
Yeah. And then like Kyla starts singing, and she's like closing her eyes, and it's like, oh.
Dude, that part where they cut to him and he's got like all the like the makeup and that outfit on and his hair and
that was
everything.
cool.
It was cool. It looked like fun.
On ne change de pas.
On ne change de pas.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
What kind of song is that? Like what
I think
ethnicity or what nationality?
Celine Dion.
Where's she from?
I think there.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, seriously?
Yeah.
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 Do you guys like Wonderwall in it?
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that. Anything else you guys want to talk about with the movie?
Yeah. Apparently the ratio is also inspired by album covers.
Oh.
Is it really?
That makes
It
sense.
kind of makes sense because
It's more square.
yeah, and also the whole Dai music, the whole Dai and Steve mixed forever. The AC in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mixtape?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mixtapes.
That's something they don't really talk too much about, but it's still there, is like the dad being dead.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That also, I guess, like, in terms of like whatever insinuating a
Mhm.
sexual relationship between them, it felt like it kind of stemmed from like her really missing his father, you know. And you get enough drinks in you, and he's at that age where
Yeah.
kind of squint your eyes enough, it might look like him, you know. And so when he starts to rub up on her, you know, it's hard for her to really say no because she's probably been so desperate for some real affection, right?
Mhm.
Having to give so much, you know, it's hard being a mom.
Yeah, I don't want to be a mom.
She gets in a fucking car crash too. at
Yeah,
the
she
beginning.
does.
That's a really good looking car crash too.
I like that scene a lot. I like how pissed she was too. It's like they really established that she's got like a fuckload of attitude.
Oh god. And wasn't she like on the way to see the social worker?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh. That's awful.
Yeah, man, that fucking sucks.
There's a scene too that's like kind of like an identical shot from Home Alone.
Which one?
She's walking down the street and her groceries fall out of the
Oh
bag.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, she stops and everything.
Yeah.
She doesn't even look
She
down.
stops for like a shit ton of time too.
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds.
Yeah. She's like, damn, my life sucks.
I like how
can't wait
that
for
scene
that.
like really just like it forced me to think about like just double bagging. Like I was just sitting there like should have double bagged. Like I was just thinking about just double bagging plastic bags for 20 seconds.
Probably shitty bags though.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Just make sturdier bags.
Make sure your bags. Just carry it.
Yeah, I read some reviews of the film, and it was critically praised, but some complain about the aspect ratio. As in, this is the whole movie. What a hipster gimmick! There's one review by RogerEbert.com. Yeah, they just trashed the director instead
Oh,
of the
shit.
movie. It was like it's a pretty unprofessional thing to do.
Damn.
Like you should criticize the art, not the artist.
Was it Sheila O'Malley?
Glenn Kenny,
Oh, okay.
he's the worst.
He's the worst.
I feel like it's a thing that happens a lot. It's very common with younger directors too, where I feel like critics feel more comfortable coming after them because they're younger. And like they won't do that to, I feel like, as often to an older filmmaker because for some reason it feels like they should know better.
They don't do it to
when-
like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, or not
Yeah.
even someone with an established name, but like, what was it? I don't know if you guys watched Malcolm and Marie, the new Sam Levinson film.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
The film's main character is a filmmaker, but you can see the direct correlation. And there's like a 15-minute scene all about him talking about like how critics like to come after not even the art but the artist, like you're saying. It's pretty interesting, but it just makes me it reminds me that, like, I don't know, I feel like I guess when you're young you just have to prove yourself more. And I guess that was one thing I want to talk to you guys about. Like, yeah, he was only 24 when he made this. It's only like a year or two, maybe 3 than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see something like this and by no means a perfect film, but a very good film,
Yeah.
in my opinion. That sometimes it just feels like we were saying, like when we're ready, but maybe we'll never be ready. I don't know. You just
That would
gotta
suck.
You got to make yourself ready.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I guess not in the sense of like it's not gonna happen, but like yeah, you gotta put yourself. You can't wait for the situation to come. You kind of
Mhm.
put yourself into it. But I guess because it seems like a lot of young filmmakers too start out as actors, or have been actually working in the industry for just as long as if you start in your 30s or whatever. It's just they started when they were like 6.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something I was gonna bring up too about like Say the Green Planet. I was telling you guys about like first features, but like just young filmmakers in general. It seems like because I really like the bold choice to have the aspect ratio be so small for
Mhm.
most of it,
Mhm.
And that feels like not that like an older filmmaker couldn't do that, not to make it like an age thing, but like it just feels like a young person would do that.
Yeah.
And you're glad to see a young person do that, It should be that way in a sense.
I agree.
I feel like that's just culture at large is you push the form and then it becomes the part of the form.
I agree.
even
I
if
guess
people don't like it, it becomes
it's at least
in the
something new.
language.
Yeah. I like talking about young people, or like, I mean, because we're all young, and like whenever I think about trying to make a movie, I'm always thinking about like trying to find new ways to do stuff. Like I'm not even like experienced or anything, but it's like that's where my head's at. And you can tell that like people who make new movies, or young people making movies, or their first movie, or even like Save the Green Planet, which we're gonna talk about. Like you can see they're trying, like people, like young people especially, are trying to do new stuff because they have new ideas. And it's like sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it does work. But it's like it's always interesting to watch what people are making.
And I guess, I don't know, even though it doesn't really fall on me because I do like film history and trying to know as much as I can, sometimes it does seem like even if their new idea isn't that like original, you can tell that it was new to them and that they were so interested in it, you know? And that's always cool to me too.
Yeah. I feel like the aspect ratio thing's like super justified with the movie.
Yeah.
Like to complain about that, that's like.
No, I never.
That's-
I
I
never
don't
had
think
like
that's
a.
cool.
I didn't have a single negative thought about it.
I'd rather complain about like in the premonition like montage, like it's a nitpick thing, but I'd rather like it was just the guy
Same actor.
the same actor
Yeah.
throughout. Because
Yeah.
like
Oh,
when
yeah, I
when
forgot about
he was
that.
only
What
like
the fuck?
5 years or not even that much older. He was just taller, you
Yeah.
know. It just felt weird.
His
Yeah,
hair
that was
changed
odd.
color, I think.
It was just the
Kinda.
whole.
It wasn't even a detailed thing. Like it's just
Just
like
the whole dude.
you
He's
could have
different.
had him there. It would have.
Yeah.
It probably would have been stronger too because like obviously we would get that he would be older, getting married, starting a family, and all that. But maybe you still see him as that same boy.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been stronger, at least to me.
Like a Vox Lux type of moment.
Yeah.
It's just like needless like confusion for the audience.
The music's really good in that scene.
Yeah, it was though. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It also like one of the few flaws I have with the movie. That it could get the same actor like apply makeup to him,
Yeah.
and it still would have been effective. It's one of the few flaws. That doesn't detract from my enjoyment for the film at all.
No, yeah. It's just it's
No.
just one of those small things.
Yeah.
I could see how there's a purpose for that.
Yeah.
No, because like she's having like a premonition of him, and like, or she's having like a vision, but in a way, it almost says that like she visualizes him not being what he is now later.
She wants something that he can't be.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it works in that regard.
Yeah, that does work. I guess just more of a like preference
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, no, yeah. I like the Lana Del Rey song at the end too. That works.
Yeah. Yeah, Fish 2 with Cool Born to Die.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got from the ending too. It was like, you're never gonna make it. You're just kind of born to die. And my mother's name is Die.
Oh.
Yeah, and make that connection.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
That's good.
That's all I really got on Mommy. You know,
Yeah, me too.
sometimes you see flames that burn bright, but not that long.
I guess like the movies he's made since then, I haven't seen any of them, but they seem to like not be as like well received.
Oh,
He
really?
seems to become
Unfortunately.
more of a mixed filmmaker. It seemed like he
Yeah.
was like an up and coming everyone wanted to see, and now it's
Mhm.
pretty 50-50. I haven't seen anything else either though, but I've been interested in Xavier Dolan since high school or whatever. Once I found out about how young he was making movies.
That's
you
really
know?
cool.
So thanks for the recommend.
Yeah,
Finally getting me
yeah.
around to watching it, Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes to most filmmakers too until like you start big and then you kind of start to kind of dwindle, and then kind of like want to pick back up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Neil Blomkamp. Like District 9 was pretty awesome, and it still is really.
It's fucking
one of
awesome,
my
Yeah,
favorite
this
Yeah.
one
films.
is sick.
And there's Elysium, which was okay.
And then Chappie.
Chappie. I saw that shit in theaters.
It was fine. Elysium was fine.
I guess compared to Chappie, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chappie was pretty.
Isn't he like a gangster robot in that movie?
Yeah.
even.
The Australian gangster robot.
No, isn't it South Africa or is
South
it,
African. Yeah, no, South African. Yeah.
Like conceptually, it's interesting, but execution was pretty poor.
That's the problem. It seems like he has pretty interesting or good ideas, but there's something that gets in the way. I don't know if you guys have seen too. He was supposed to do an Alien remake before Prometheus.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen the concept art. It looks pretty fucking badass.
Oh, really?
I believe.
Was that?
It was Alien 5.
Yeah, it was gonna be actually part of.
Yeah.
Damn.
That would have been cool as fuck.
District 9 is cool as fuck, you know?
It's a great film.
There's like this guy on YouTube called like the Nostalgia Critic. Have you heard of him?
I remember that dude. The fucking nostalgia critic.
I remember
dude's
seeing
such
a
a
video
meme.
where like he did like top 10 like most overrated movies, and District 9 was in there. And like everything
No.
he was shitting on District 9 about is like what makes District 9 great.
Great.
Like,
What do you say? Do you remember what he said?
no, but it's like, dude, you're an asshole. You
I,
know?
I think he just does that part of the time
Piss
just for
people
the
off.
views.
Yeah.
Just
Didn't
for
he
the
do one
attention.
for like The Wall that really made people mad?
I
The
still have
Pink
not
Floyd
seen
album.
It.
I don't know,
still have
probably.
not seen it. I've seen The Wall, the movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I need to check that one out.
John Weary was talking about
Yeah.
Ratings for Mommy?
I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
If I were to rate it, I'd give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
That's pretty fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Do you
pretty high.
do you do Letterboxd, Joseph?
I told him about
I never used it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then he turned us all
You
on to
should.
it.
Yeah.
I'd probably give this like a 1786 out of like 2015. Actually, no, I'd give it more like an 1800 out of 2015 karaoke songs.
Alright, tight. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Only a 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5.
Damn. What else have you given a 7.5?
I don't remember.
That's right.
I should keep track of what I rate.
That's the
stuff.
thing that sucks when you
But like
become
every
a,
number, so like when I ask you what's a 6.3, you just have it loaded.
Yeah.
that's the thing that's gotta suck about like when you become a famous YouTube movie reviewer, is like you gave this a 7.5, but you gave this an 8.
Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be like, whoa, go fuck yourself.
It's not a bad
yeah.
score though, like a 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. Those aren't bad scores or anything.
No, yeah, that's still like in school. Like if a student brought that to me, it's like passing.
Yeah.
You're passing.
I'm still kind of mad that you gave Shame a 7.9.
Did I give it 7.9?
I think so.
I think I gave it lower.
Damn. That's a good movie.
I didn't. I mean, I enjoyed aspects of it, but I didn't connect with it. I just wasn't connecting with it.
That's fair.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all right.
Like I was trying to, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, that was my first Steve McQueen film.
Oh.
I saw it
yeah?
back in 2012.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Damn.
That's like
Wow.
right after it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What'd you think of it back
I
then?
was still in high school when I watched it.
Oh shit.
It was pretty good. It's pretty hard to watch because I'm not used to that kind of subject matter at that age.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
I bet.
Yeah, I watched it with my mother, but she didn't mind me doing.
Mm.
You watched it with your mom?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a great
Yeah.
way to, watching movies like this because you know, I like movies. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next is Naked Lunch.
Okay.
Naked Lunch? Okay.
Naked Lunch.
Yeah.
So Elijah.
Well, I keep talking about William S. Burroughs. But you said something. Someone said something last podcast that made me think of Naked Lunch and William S. Burroughs, and I'm like, I really want to like hear what you guys have to say about this. I feel like definitely rewatching it. I realize like the second half gets pretty slow, but I think it's something that conjures up like good conversation just about like art, like authors, and just like maybe drug use too. But yeah, I had a craving to see it again. I want to know what you guys think. Cronenberg mixed with William Burroughs, mixed with like obscene, like infamous literature from the 1950s.
I was pretty I'd say I was impressed. Like just like a lot of the ideas behind it were really well executed, I think. Like just like a lot of the practical effects.
Yeah,
That really makes it such a
the
unique
practical
experience.
effects are so awesome.
I mean, you don't see a lot of practical effects done like that. You know, like Cronenberg style of practical effects.
That
effects are
OG
pretty unique.
Cronenberg.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. That's like a really interesting point in his career because that was like his last big like body horror movie too.
fucking.
And it's not even like a body horror movie like The Fly, you know?
Because it like the Fly and even like Videodrome and those ones deal more with the central character in body horror. Like it's an internal thing.
Mhm.
Where this seems to be more of an external thing, where like the world
That's a
around him is
very good
horrific
point.
to
It's
to himself. It seems.
Yeah, like very hallucinogenic and stuff.
Yeah. Just like with the typewriters, very sexualized.
So it's such a cool.
strangely sexualized.
I like how they use bugs for the typewriters. Like it's such a cool idea to see it like that. Like have the faces and stuff. I've never seen. It's such a
Yeah, is that part of the
choice.
book?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. I don't even really know if that is a thing with the book or not. The bugs. I think I don't even know if like William Burroughs like the whole exterminator thing. But it works really well with the movie. They make that work. I guess it's like kind of a cool like parallel at the beginning where he says exterminate all rational thought.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be like a way I feel like a lot of people viewed William S. Burroughs, because he wrote like really provocative, in a way, stuff that like if you really don't think about it, like kind of sounds stupid, and you're like, what's he writing? You know, it's like when like a 12-year-old learns like curse words and stuff. It might come off like that to some people. So him saying exterminate all rational thought is like maybe something he's actually thinking, but the way like a lot of people perceive him. And then for him to like be writing his typewriter to be an actual bug.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
that's just saying something strange. I'm not even sure what it's saying.
I'm trying to think about it too. I'm just like I'm stumped.
You get it though, right?
Yeah, it's what's the when you start thinking about it, what's the connection you think you're trying to make?
Okay, so exterminate
all rational thought.
He exterminates
he types on a bug. Right, like he talks.
Exterminate the way like we think about like everything normally. You know, except like basically like accept taboo, or accept like meaninglessness.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I feel like he writes exterminate. What is
exterminate all rational thought.
Exterminate all rational thought, but the whole imagery of the bug and the typewriter and him being an exterminator of bugs, but in a sense, to write exterminate all rational thought, he has to do it through a rational method of writing a book through words. You know, like to read. You know, is a rational thing to do is to read, and so there's something inherently paradoxical about the whole act, the whole statement, the whole notion of
I agree.
putting this into the world.
Because
and I feel sorry. What?
No, go. No, you're on a roll.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say like I feel like that's like thematically like part of the reason why it's, at least to me, it seems like he falls back into drugs or whatever, is that like there's something about being in the enhanced or whatever you want to call it state of under the influence of drugs that makes the rational irrational, and so it's like able for him to actually like speak his truth or whatever you want to call it, because like it seems like he's kind of like retired right at the beginning. He's kind of like not really writing.
Yeah,
he's the literate exterminator in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was good.
Thank
That's good.
Thank you.
It takes a lot to get like ideas from like your mind to a medium.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know? And I think like in a way I kind of, especially like from what you were saying about that, it reminds me of just like maybe like the idea of like writer's block, or just like how do you like take the ideas that are in your head, all like the rational, irrational things, the things that like make sense to you but won't make sense to other people, and how do you put that onto the page?
That's a good
and how do you put it on there like for it to make sense to people?
That's a big ass question, because that varies widely from like person to person. It really depends on like how aware you are of like how other people are going to react to you, or like to what you're writing. So that's why it's good to always show people stuff, so you want to have a good idea of how people are reacting, or like also just like a good way to test like your gauge of like how people will react to your stuff, like your ability to predict how people will like see stuff you make. But yeah, that's a complicated question.
It is. Yeah.
But I like that sentence, like exterminate all rational thought.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying about it too, Anthony, because it's like the whole thing is like a paradox, like like the idea of being an exterminator, but like he's talking about bug all the time. or
You-
typing on a bug, or is like using a bug to write. It's
and then writing is like using like a rational medium to explain an irrational.
yeah. But then he's like writing
concept.
all this crazy shit.
In a
Yeah.
sense, it seems like his knack or whatever the Ichi has to write is the pest he's trying to exterminate.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm. Oh, that's really
It's a
clever.
good.
I have to use the
that's a good
restroom,
metaphor.
so
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Anything got to say, Joseph?
Yeah, first viewing, I thought the whole exterminate all rational thought was kind of Cronenberg of saying, I'm not gonna make a normal film. I could give a very weird one.
Mm-hmm. Just seems shaded.
Like on first viewing, like on first viewing, I thought of that. Now second viewing, yeah, similar to what you said, with the whole writer's block thing, which I kind of relate to a lot when it comes to writing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because I'm writing the story, but I'm kind of afraid that won't make sense to other people who read it.
Mm.
Yeah,
And you want other people to like get your idea.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you don't. Like some people like.
I mean, if it's something you're writing like purely for yourself,
Yeah.
but even if it's something that you are writing purely for yourself, it is interesting to see the way other people receive it.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to just say like, "Oh, this doesn't make sense."
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it depends on the person. Like.
It
I
depends
can-
who you send
yeah,
it to,
like
but
fucking like Harmony Korean is like somebody who it's just like I can see him making stuff and he's just like he doesn't care like how it's received, just like he's just making it whether it makes sense or not.
but even okay, like say Harmony Korean's like one of the people you like send your scripts to. In a way, I mean maybe you want him to like say like, "Oh, this doesn't make sense," but in a way you don't want that either.
Yeah.
You want them to get what you're trying to like get across.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like where you're coming from. No, yeah, I agree. What the fuck is that? Like, Anthony's really blown up the bathroom, dude.
I was gonna say, what was it like watching like Naked Lunch like 2 times in a very close time period?
The first film left me very mixed,
Mm-hmm.
like baffled, even like what the fuck was I just watching?
Yeah, I can get that.
Like, okay, this guy okay, this guy's a pest exterminator / drug addict who's also a failed writer,
Mm.
or former writer, and he hated his wife cheating on him, and then he gets high to avoid his problems, and then as a joke he did the teller thing. Which I look up. It's based on a real incident, by the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
He killed his
tragic.
wife.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was taking notes along the way, and as soon as I got to enter zone, I just stopped writing because I could make up what I was seeing.
Yeah, the inner zone is crazy.
Mhm.
And also like I was also at the dentist that day, and I also know how painkillers as well.
Oh shit.
So at the same time, I was kind of out of it, but I was also focusing on the film. So it made it very hard to like just make up what I was watching. But
Sounds like quite an experience.
Yeah.
yeah.
Imagine getting like being on painkillers
While watching Naked
Like,
Lunch.
that'd be trippy as fuck.
While second viewing, I was clear-headed, and I had to look at the history of William S. Burroughs.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of understand a bit more. I still don't love the film, but I could appreciate a bit more, you know.
Mm.
That makes
That's-
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even find it like I definitely don't love this movie. I love aspects of this movie,
Yeah.
but like once they get into Inner Zone, it is very convoluted, and that's like gotta be the point of it. But also, it's just like watching it kind of gave me a little bit of a headache. I don't know, maybe I don't know. Do you get that?
To me, like, it feels like you're like it must be convoluted for a reason, but like honestly, like when we talk about like this is the lynch point in David Cronenberg's career, to me it feels like he lost steam. Like I don't know, like because it had all of like the elements that he likes to use, but to be honest, it just felt like he didn't know how to make it interesting. He just like I don't know. Let's just show him.
Elwood's here. He said, "What films are we talking about?"
Oh, what's going
He said,
on,
"What films
Elwood?"
are we
Hi,
talking
Elwood.
about, film fans? Right now we're talking about Naked Lunch. Next we'll be talking about Save the Green Planet and then the Plague Dogs. So if you've seen Naked Lunch, that's what we're talking about right now.
That's like one of the struggles with like adapting the book, because the book's supposed to be like crazy.
It's plotless. Really.
It's plotless, yeah.
Yeah.
I read something the other day saying like he intended for the book to be read like in any order.
That's cool as fuck. Wow.
Imagine a movie like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Elwood
It'd be
said,
interesting.
My
I don't,
favorite,
yeah.
I don't know if it would be cool, but
It's too much freedom.
yeah.
Good.
Or it's like Black Mirror Bandersnatch, but
The book.
Elwood said his favorite part is when he rubs dirt on the bug's ass mouth hole or whatever.
That part's cool.
That part is
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
The fucking talking assholes is really cool.
I wonder how he came up with that concept. Didn't you say it was from like the book a little bit?
I think it has to be, because
Yeah.
the book has like a bunch of like sexual references and stuff.
Just assholes talking.
Like strange sexual references though.
The more you talk about the book, the more I want to check it out.
The book
It's
is
an
like
interesting
the
concept.
very interesting. Yeah. It's like just very cool that it exists,
Yeah.
and like that it made a lot of people upset.
How many pages is it?
It's got to be like 200-300. They have it
pretty
at Barnes.
dense.
I'm sure they have it at Barnes and Noble.
I want to find one that without like
Ugh.
a stupid cover.
I just like rent it from the
Or
library.
I'll just do like what I did with the Hamo and Rye. I'll just like spray paint the fucking book.
Or just like learn like some lines from like Naked Lunch, like super
you
like
imagine-
obscure
Yo,
lines,
imagine,
and then
like,
just like randomly
doing like
say
a
'em.
Pulp Fiction shit. It's like just like have Naked Lunch lines memorized.
Yeah.
Like say like some like shit from like the beginning of the book and the end, and like that's all from the same book.
Or no, just don't say anything. Like just like memorize like the screaming asshole monologue.
Yeah.
And then just start saying it like walking around UNLV and have people like look at you and then just walk away.
Yeah, people would ostracize me.
I like that screaming asshole part.
Oh, yeah.
He
It's
said, Elwood said, I read the book because it got donated at work. He works at Goodwill. But I
Whoa.
skipped around. It was badass. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, it makes me want to check it out now.
There's like a segment where they go to like an orgy, but there's like a bunch of people raping each other and stuff. Yeah.
Rape orgy.
You couldn't use it in the movie, could it?
Yeah, you can't even
No.
even David Cronenberg can't really do that, you know.
That'll get an X rating if it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did do a good job though of showing some unsettling images, like when he's making out with like his wife's double, and
Yeah.
then the typewriter turns into like this wiggly thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck that was. That's like something interesting too about the movie is like how it did get made.
yeah.
You know, like even though it's David Cronenberg, like, and you bring this script to someone, like, what do they say?
Tens, if not hundreds, of people all had to say yes or agree to do this
Yeah.
project. Had to make these designs and
The sets.
and all that.
I
The
think
mug
when
lump.
they knew Cronenberg was involved, I mean, that's like an
There's-
automatic
yeah.
I
yes.
guess that's an
yeah.
interesting point too, right? Like at this point, he really could do whatever he wanted, right?
He couldn't make this like 10 years earlier or something.
No.
It's like it really is like a once in a lifetime point in career. You know?
Yeah. And then you're like, there's probably some people, especially from that time period, where like Naked Lunch was probably one of their favorite books.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. I mean, Steely Dan like stole like the name of a dildo
Oh yeah.
for their
Mhm.
band.
Steely Dan.
But
I get the name now. Steely Dan.
yeah, that does make sense. What do you feel about the ending?
I remember we talked about it a little bit,
little bit.
before you left. But he says he's going to Annexia, right?
Yeah,
And you said what Annexia is like to add something.
I think so.
That goes. I
Yeah.
think it's I'll look it up right now. Let me look up the definition.
Annexation, annex.
It's obviously like very. It's more. It's obviously very metaphorical
Yeah,
over
yeah.
anything literal. Next definition.
The favorite parts of my movie, favorite parts of the movie for me are like when he's in New York, when he's just like in the apartment talking with his wife and stuff. Before he goes to Inner Zone.
Very well shot, too.
Especially to a
It looks
document.
really cool. The bedroom looks really cool.
And interesting design too, because like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just have a green wall, just feels
Yeah.
strange.
It like the color palette of it just is like
And
off-putting. a
His,
little
his
bit.
wife, right, did the costumes, or we saw another Cronenberg name.
Oh
in the
yeah, that'd be
credits, right?
interesting.
Was when he killed his wife, was he in the middle of writing Naked Lunch?
In real life,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Okay, gotcha.
He was in Mexico,
Yeah.
and they were drunk, and William Tell.
Mm.
In a way, though, I think like there is something off about the movie too, because it's trying to be like kind of like a William Burroughs biography, but also like a little.
Like it.
It felt more like a William Burroughs biography, but it adds like the quirkiness of Naked Lunch into it.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, maybe that's the only way you can have a William Burroughs biography.
Yeah.
But I feel like I want more of like the actual like his life.
Like the facts.
You know, it'd be cool to see a
Just
movie
the
that
facts,
wasn't
man.
so like fantastical.
Mm.
You know.
I still I enjoyed it. Like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like there's some cool like the mugwumps.
The mugwumps are cool as
Mugwumps are-
shit.
The first reveal, like that's such a good. That's just good blocking. Like it's such a cool shot, but like having him move out of the frame, like you're not cutting to it or anything. It's like physically just like.
And if you look too, like you see like the mugwump moving in the background.
Yeah, you just don't expect it.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting it. He just moves. And it's,
The
just like, it's almost
design
like,
of
it's almost
it's
like a
so
jump
cool.
scare.
I like how like you get like goo coming from his tentacle head.
penis head,
Yeah.
yeah.
The mugwump typewriter.
Oh yeah, that shit was cool. You fucking. I like how they show that it's a mugwump typewriter and they don't show the typewriter, and then like for a split moment you see it's like this piece of shit. It's just been like welded together.
There was that line we all laughed at where like he walks
Yeah.
in and he's like, "What's up, Bill?"
I need to clip that. I need to go back and clip
His
that.
eyes are going off in like different directions too.
It'd be cool to see behind the scenes for this.
Oh
Just
yeah.
for all the practical effects.
I
And
remember
stuff.
you said there like aren't a lot of wide shots.
Establishing shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, we talked about that too. The lack of establishing shots. I mean, I think it works for the movie pretty well because it's just like he's always, he's doing drugs or he's being high or he's just doing something wacky or experiencing something wacky. So like, you don't really. I don't think he knows where he is, and so like not having establishing shots like kind of works for it that way.
That's smart.
But I remember you mentioned it, where it's like having no establishing shots also makes it feel like sometimes they're on a set.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't really feel
Yeah.
that way, but looking back on it and like watching it like multiple times, I'll probably be like feeling that a little bit more.
Is that a Cronenberg thing?
I don't know if it's a Cronenberg thing, but in a sense, maybe I don't know if it's purposeful or not in this movie, but like, like going back to the whole exterminate rational
Mhm.
thought, kind of like not having an establishing shot makes things a little irrational, right?
Mm.
Makes
fair.
it. William kind of feels like he's living in a set, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Cronenberg thing though, because I feel like in The Fly there's a few of like his like whatever like warehouse building he lives in.
Mm.
Okay. I
Um,
remember seeing scenes from Crash and having like a similar feeling. So it could be like
actually no, because I
false
think in
memory.
Videodrome there's a whole bunch of stuff where you don't see the outside; it just kind of cuts into
Yeah.
inside of like whatever that.
Like,
have you guys seen Videodrome?
Yeah, I've seen it. You
I
really
haven't
don't know
seen
where
that
you
one
are.
I won't say too much about, it, but there's a few in there. It
James
might
Woods.
be a Cronenberg thing.
James Woods, dude. That kid I met today, Alex Young. His mom works at a casino and she knows James Woods. Like,
Whoa.
He gambles for like she's one of like the dealers. So he goes and plays poker at her table.
Does James Woods voice himself on Family Guy?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's him.
Really? Okay, that's
Essentially
cool.
him.
But yeah, the lack of establishing shots is like an interesting feeling. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like you just feel like you don't know where you are. It's just like they say this is a detective's
I
office.
feel like there's stuff like that in Dead Ringers too. So
I haven't seen that.
I don't know, but
I like how the film plays with genres as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because at times it feels like a noir type,
Mhm.
with a little jazzy score.
Yeah, as soon as
And I don't know. Also his look, which is inspired by his real life look, by the way. I see photos that it's like, oh wow, they got the look right.
His apartment. Or
That and also his look that he wears. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
costume hat,
yeah.
the glasses. So it's almost exact.
I really liked the way Peter Weller talked.
I
Me
know.
too.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
I would watch the movie again just for like checking out Peter Weller, like mumble the whole time. It's awesome.
I like it when somebody can mumble and pull it off.
And he
It's
just
really
like keeps
funny.
it is
Yeah.
funny. It is pretty
Yeah.
funny too.
I think it's funny because he just has such a stern face, you know,
Mhm.
and to have the mumble come out of there, I don't know, makes it, at least for me, enjoy. At least also too, it's RoboCop, you know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
It reminded me of Tommy Lee Jones quite a bit into the performance, like the whole blank stare, like reacting to like absurd events. There's just kind of like this deadpan stare. That's what it reminded me of, like Tommy Lee Jones in the role.
Yeah.
That's what I'll see him as that character.
Yeah, I like him. I like his performance. Like
Yeah.
it's not like I wouldn't say there's a lot of range like emotionally, but because he is very like dry for a lot of it, but it's still just like
That's the
kind
character.
of like fun. Yeah, exactly. It was still like a lot of fun to see it.
It's very dry humor.
Mm-hmm.
I just have being for everybody, so I get that.
I do like his outfit though. Like he looks like just like a classic like
Yeah.
writer.
Mhm.
And, like the what time period was it? Like what decade?
50s.
50s. Yeah, like
50s.
the classic 50s writer.
Yeah.
And the visual hints too in the beginning, like that whole antique, the whole like the antique, the figurine. That was good foreshadowing.
The mugwump.
Yeah.
Oh, like in the
yeah,
bar.
yeah, yeah.
In the
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
No, also the it's just hard to articulate it. In the antique shop, after he gets a typewriter, and he puts the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what
It's
you're talking about.
It's almost like a cross looking.
No,
type of
it's a
thing.
mugwump hanging like. Is it a
And
mugwump hanging
it's a
upside
mugwump
down?
and a dude. It was
It's like a
it's
mugwump
it was
and a
like
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looked like too.
I'll have to, let me. I don't even think I'll be able to find.
Was
a
that
picture of it.
before we see the mugwump for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
before.
okay. Yeah, that is good foreshadowing then.
Yeah.
Dude, I like the typewriter. I like how they treated typewriters. I didn't know that writers back then treated typewriters like cars.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Those parts are just interesting where like what's the guy's Ian Holm? Ian
Yeah.
Holm's just like they're talking about their typewriters.
Yeah.
It's very it feels
You
weird.
do your best work.
Yeah.
Your best work on this typewriter.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask if like were those like typewriter cafes like a thing? Like you can just.
I
go
hope
and-
so, dude.
'Cause,
That
like,
shit would be so fucking
The,
cool.
the funny thing is like
Oh.
a diner like that, the only way business works is that like it's an in and out place. You get
Yeah.
customers, but like a rider would probably stay there for at least 8 to 10 hours just
Yeah.
riding, right? You know what I mean?
That
It's not like you
sounds
go
so
there for
fucking-
like an hour.
That sounds so much fun.
So but I imagine like there's probably only like maybe 30 seats at this place, so you got to get there pretty early to save
Yeah.
your spot, right? It's pretty fucking annoying if someone takes your spot too.
Oh man, and you could smoke in there.
Oh yeah.
There's no smoking signs. Yeah, I thought that was like such a interesting cultural thing that it's totally missing now.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like for writers at least, people aren't like, oh, borrow my PC, my laptop, do your best
Yeah.
work on it. It's like that doesn't exist.
The PCs don't really feel very personal.
No,
know?
it's like anyway, it's not. They're not like It's a machine, but it's not like a mechanical machine. It's
No.
it's electrical.
It's not very tactical.
No.
Like in the way that like in a sense, if you wanted to, you really could like build your own custom
like
typewriter.
like a typewriter's like a. It's like a film camera in that way. It's like it doesn't
It's
need
very
it doesn't need to be
manual.
charged.
Yeah.
It's mechanical.
And what was I gonna say?
They're very loud though.
Yeah, they're loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Like even like Charles Bukowski talks about it. He's like
Oh.
he always talks about like it's me and the machine. I think it's interesting. Oh, I like those inserts too, where they would show the page that he was writing out. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
those were pleasing to look at. I really like looking at those shots.
You guys have anything else to say about Naked Lunch?
What'd you guys think of that one scene where he's talking to Ian Holmes, and he like starts talking to him telepathically, and like the lips start
That was cool.
moving out of sync?
Yeah.
It was
I like
fun,
that.
Fun scene.
I like your shirt, Norby.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, pest control.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't even notice
Dang.
that. Dude,
Bugs.
my brother wants a shirt so bad for me. I got this shirt from a girl on Tinder. It was like, she made shirts. I was like, $25. I was like, give me that one.
That does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the shirt a lot.
On Tinder?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
very weird way
I
of
had her.
finding
I had
shit.
her on the podcast one time.
Really?
Yeah, she's cool. Her name's
Not like
China.
Etsy or you
No,
know.
she was like, I'm selling shirts.
Offer
And
up.
I was like, let me see the shirts. I'm like, these are cool. Let me get the pest control one.
That's funny.
My brother wants it. Kate really likes it. Yeah, I really like this shirt. Wasn't even a conscious choice to wear this one for a Naked Lunch discussion.
I didn't answer your question that you sent us earlier about like what is a bug.
Yeah, go for that.
Oh yeah, we have a group chat, and I put in there like, what is a bug? I was really thinking about bugs the next day after this movie.
And then I don't know. The question made it seem like you weren't just talking about insects. Like what is the word bug? Conjure for you. I don't really have a clear answer, so like if
Me
it's,
neither.
we're set on time or whatever, we can go
Oh.
ahead. I was just gonna say like, to me, bug always seems small. And so like I guess in relation to like Naked Lunch, part of the thing that's so disorienting is to see large bugs or like bug-like creatures. Cause that'd be scary as shit. Imagine you saw a cockroach that was human size, you know? Or it's crazy that like maybe not that large, but bugs that were large, creatures were large back
Yeah.
in a long time ago.
Jurassic.
This is kind of off, but yeah, I don't know.
Dude, what happened to all the old giant bug movies? There's no more giant bug
Yeah.
movies.
Dang.
I guess Enemy.
Yeah, Enemy's a good one.
Modern day.
Hey,
giant-
Dune. Shout out to
Yeah.
Dune.
There's a movie from like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
Typewriter only works when you do. Sorry.
Did it be made today? This film?
Could this be made?
I
Not.
can see that.
I
Probably.
mean, it would be. Visually be different. Yeah.
They'd probably use even if they didn't want to, they'd probably use CGI.
Yeah.
They probably would.
I feel like it would probably have less of a budget though. If it was like the same exact script, like
Yeah.
if you read the second half, I feel like studios would be a little less likely. Unless maybe it depends though, like if maybe say David Cronenberg's had the same career trajectory, he was just 20 years later. He was just 20 years younger. And so like say he made like the equivalent of like The Fly and Videodrome before this. Like say if Christopher Nolan but with David Cronenberg's taste made Naked Lunch today, like
Yeah,
his
that'd be-
Tenant, like
It'd be
okay,
very-
so
very
maybe it
different
could have been
movie.
made,
Yeah.
but like
It
I
wouldn't
guess
be, it wouldn't be the same.
obviously it'd be different. I guess.
Yeah.
It feels like an A24 type of thing.
Does.
Yeah.
Like what's the new one, Lamb?
Lamb.
Dude, Lamb looks fucking
It
crazy.
does look fun. I
saw
want to
it.
see that.
I was watching that trailer in theaters, and Kate like blinked for all the shots with like the lamb. And she's like, "Why is it called lamb?" Like, did you not see any of those fucking shots? Yeah, lamb. That one looks very, very interesting. Yeah, Naked Lunch. Anything else?
The bug powder is interesting. It's actually powder.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
bug spray.
Hmm.
I like. That's a thing for that time, I guess.
It was interesting too how like they're saying gotta switch to fluoride, fluoride. I don't know, just keeps reminding me of like the whole mind control thing too. You're like,
Yeah.
dang, fluoride it was in the bug spray. Now it's in
Ooh.
our toothpaste
Yeah, and our water.
and our water.
Yeah, I'd say I enjoyed the movie. I mean, I was
Yeah.
tired. There's parts where I got pretty tired.
The second act like never ends.
Yeah, it's like you don't really know where it's going exactly.
No.
I mean,
Even like the part where that guy Kiki gets like raped by the centipede.
yeah, like, they kind of just dropped.
That
him.
doesn't even feel like a plot point. That's just like, oh, this happened.
I guess that's what I mean by like sometimes it feels like they had designed this set piece really before maybe the script or anything was polished. Like he probably had these clear like things
Yeah.
that he probably
Yeah.
pitched to the studio, whoever, like we're gonna have this, you know, and this,
Mm.
and then it got to it. He's like, I don't really know where this goes, you know,
Yeah.
just put it in there.
It didn't really pay off that well, really.
No, I
Mm.
agree.
It's good. It's good. But
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
It's good shock value, but yeah, I didn't see it paying off too well on the narrative, really.
No, the narrative really.
Nothing really comes back
No,
until
nothing-
Roy
no,
Scheider.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The beginning is like where everything hits, and then like nothing else really hits. Or like no, the climax doesn't really feel like a climax.
I feel like everything past the first act is kind of like an epilogue. Like
Yeah.
we saw the story, and like the
Yeah.
rest is just the bonus
Yeah.
tracks.
It's a funny reveal or Scheider reveals something
That
guy.
does look cool. When he rips himself
Yeah.
open.
I kind of saw
um,
it coming though, but it's like after like half the narrative.
Mm,
Yeah.
then there's like there's just like some dialogue about Dr. Benway being sketchy.
Yeah.
So seeing all those mugwumps hung upside down was cool though. There is like a thing in the book with like people selling like heroin made from giant caterpillars.
Really?
Does that have any deeper meaning, you think? Heroin from caterpillars, like giant caterpillars.
Sorry, I don't know. I grabbed the mic. I felt like it was gonna come to me as I grabbed it, but it didn't. So
So I
I
said that again.
apologize.
Heroin
Somebody sent an emoji, so I responded with another emoji. Say that again, please.
In the book, like there's a thing about heroin coming from like the huge caterpillars.
Mm.
Does that have any like metaphorical meaning, you think?
Oh yeah, they said they use caterpillars a lot in this, and like throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like they said the wife was a caterpillar. There's a part where he's like breathing on a caterpillar. He said that like that one drug came from a caterpillar, like you said.
What do they represent?
What else was there?
Wasn't it a centipede?
Centipede.
Centipede, yeah, not a caterpillar.
Centipede.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Totally centipede,
Caterpillar.
yeah.
Oh my
that's why I
god.
was confused.
Yeah,
I'm
for
sorry.
For
I'm
people
so
watching,
sorry.
it was not caterpillar.
I
Centipede.
thought I messed up.
no, it was all centipede. Centipede. Yeah. What does a centipede mean? They have like a million legs or some shit like
100,
that.
100 legs.
100 legs. They
Um,
have a million legs. The long ones probably do.
Yeah, the giant ones.
Yeah, the fat ass ones. Jurassic Park ones. Or no, I mean King Kong ones.
what do things with a lot of legs like represent?
It's a good question. Like multitasking. I think like that's more like an octopus though. They're long. They look weird.
It could really just
Takes
be
a lot of
style
energy just to
thing.
Lot of
move
energy,
because you
yeah.
have to take 100 steps to
Yeah.
move an inch. You know.
They're also like really trippy looking.
I
Like,
wonder.
why do they have to be so long? you
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
I wonder. I guess like the physical and the mental like feeling it must have to have multiple like 100 limbs though. You know.
Yeah.
In a sense,
Oof.
it feels. You know, our brain has to like work to like move the 4.
Mhm.
Imagine if you had that like times 25. Your brain must be so
Yeah.
scattered.
You've already
I mean,
broke me.
obviously, an insect brain is different, but I imagine that like probably William S. Beers, maybe that's similar. You know,
Yeah.
his brain's so scattered.
He feels like
you
a
shoot up.
centipede.
Yeah.
You think they could lunch the book the way it was written has 100 legs, something like that.
Oh,
It's
that makes
interesting.
sense.
I don't
can
know.
see that.
I don't know what a centipede symbolizes. We could just talk about it, but like historically, what does a
Yeah,
centipede
I've
mean?
never really
Centipedes aren't
heard
really
anything.
talked about much.
I feel like they're like something about their pincers or whatever.
Yeah,
Reminds me of almost like a crown or something.
that's not a bad way to look at it.
There's something about them too that reminds me of like a spine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way
that's
I
cool.
imagine it is like a centipede, like across your. Sorry, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know if I should say it now. To be honest.
Say it. Dude,
I
you
just
gotta
had
do
the
it.
I just
You
had
gotta
the
do it.
image of like a centipede like attached to somebody's spine, and then the head was right here, like what I was saying. I don't even know what that means, but
That's like a scene in the movie, kind of.
It's like the Kiki rape scene.
It's
a
like what it
little
looks like a little
Yeah.
bit.
Human centipede.
bit. We're getting into some real history lore right here.
I wonder if Tom Six saw the movie. It was like, I'm just guessing, really.
Somebody said fuck centipedes in the chat. I love centipedes. Actually, I don't really care about centipedes.
They're kind of creepy.
Would you
Yeah.
hold a centipede? Like you'd let it crawl
Yeah.
across your arm?
Oh, I don't know about that. if it got to my shoulder, I'd start freaking out. I hate it when bugs are crawling on me.
And they got like 100 legs.
I mean, I guess I'd do it for the picture.
What if they like had a firm grip though? So like
You can't just take them off.
like you know like you
dude.
touch a sea urchin and like it kind of wraps around you.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I imagine like that would.
Some centipedes are poisonous too, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
I imagine
Some of them
so.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Are they related to like arachnids or scorpions and?
Yeah,
I
forget-
feel
don't-
like they're a mix between like a roach and an arachnid.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not too familiar with the different types of species for bugs, but
It's actually horrifying. I don't know. They're like
I wonder how the fuck they evolved. Like, I guess what they were like part like worm before or some shit. And they just grew legs.
A lot of them.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, what the fuck what were they doing? Like, why did they evolve
yeah, like
that way?
evolutionary wise, like what was the use of so many legs?
Yeah. Like, why? Can they let me see. This guy asked, "Where do you guys live?" State Nevada. I'll give you the state Nevada.
Yeah.
Well, if you know we live in Nevada, you know we only live in like 2 cities.
Elko.
Elko. Yeah. There we go.
He's like, wait, it must be Elko or Carson City. Which one? Yeah.
In Nevada. Yeah, we're talking about Naked Lunch. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's weird as fuck. Go watch it. But yeah, centipedes are fucking they're weird.
Yeah.
I'm curious about learning about the history of centipedes now, like the whole
It'd be
symbolism
cool
and
to
shit.
check out, you know?
Yeah, people really don't use centipedes at all in like stories or anything like that.
Not really.
Do they regrow shit?
I don't know.
Like lizards regrow? Like do worms regrow?
A centipede is kind of like a permanent caterpillar. In
Yeah.
a sense, right?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah. Like an
Sad
ugly-ass
life. It's
caterpillar.
like you never evolved or like grew into a butterfly. You kind of stayed.
You were
and-
just
and-
born with like 100 legs, but that's it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even really make them move faster.
Centipedes are for caterpillars, but like moths are to
Maybe
butterflies.
like centipedes are like
so ugly.
a metaphor for like shitty bureaucracy.
Yeah, maybe.
A bunch of like
I think it
moving-
could be. I don't know if it's in this
Centipedes-
movie.
Are you saying
but-
centipedes are politicians?
Or the bureaucracy is a centipede, and the
Yeah.
politicians are all the legs.
Yeah, it's like why does why does there need to be so many?
moving
Why does there need to be so
parts.
much goddamn paperwork?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do I need to go to the DMV? I'm just kidding.
I could see a modern Kafka-esque film involving a centipede.
Centipedes of 5G.
Oh, there's a-
Instead of a roach would be like a centipede. It'd be animated. And stop motion. That'd be even better. I could see that.
I'm kind of
That
glad.
would be
Very
interesting.
Yeah.
Like the metamorphosis, but it's a centipede.
Yeah. That's a crazy idea I can do.
Oh, one thing I liked about the
Write it down.
Go for it, yeah.
the bug typewriters in this movie was that they had like a few bug sound effects, but they also still had like some metallic typewriter sound effects. You know, they kept it like they like meshed it in a really cool way.
I like
Audio is so cool.
Sometimes like when he's typing on the typewriter, the bug looks like it's getting like pleasure from it.
Yeah, or he's like that fucking rub the powder in my lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very sexual. Why do you think oh, that one scene where the main typewriter eats the other typewriter? What do you think that was about? What did he say it was again? He's like,
because it was someone else's typewriter. It was someone else's typewriter.
so he
They
just
were a
got-
spy.
he just got- oh, it was a spy. That's right.
Yeah.
So
I
funny.
love their voices.
Do you know who voiced the typewriters?
I don't. Probably just check the credits, but their voice was so cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
And the Mugwump voice.
Mugwump, I think it was wasn't it the same?
They sound similar. I remember them
they were
sounding
the same.
similar.
I think it was the same dude.
Was it eating his crotch?
Which part?
The part where he eats the typewriter.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was just
kinda what it looked
he,
like to
he
me.
came in and the other typewriter was just all like fucked up. It was all bleeding and stuff.
It's just right in the middle. Just bites into it. Like
What's your guys? This guy asked, "What's your guys' favorite conspiracy theory?" Let's try to think of a quick one.
Politicians
Bohemian
are
Grove.
the what?
Bohemian Grove. That one's interesting.
Is that like the JFK?
No, JFK is a good one too.
Didn't we talk about it last episode?
Yeah, we did. I think we talked about
Bohemian Grove
That's the
was-
Alex Jones one.
Oh, where he like found the cult.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
Sorry.
The vaccine is just the test run for them to inject a chip inside us.
Yeah, that one's good too. What else is there's an
Oh,
the Georgia Guidestones is a good one too.
What's that one?
That one, somebody, an unknown figure, put up these like giant ass stones. They look like the monolith from 2001, but they're made of stone.
Okay.
And on them is written like these 10 commandments, not from the Bible, but it's a bunch of shit like maintain humanity at like a population of 500 million, like treat sex like only for reproductive purposes. I think it was like there's also some eugenic stuff in there. There's like some like Illuminati like 1% type shit. It's interesting.
I like the politicians are lizard people. That relates to like
Dude,
the next one a little bit.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Naked Lunch?
I think I'm all right.
All right, cool.
I think I'd watch it again though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
This gives me like Leopard vibes for like I need like 5 years for.
Really? Okay, that's fair.
I enjoyed it.
I'm interested in William Burroughs a little bit.
Me too.
So
It reminds me of like Hunter S. Thompson of the 50s.
Yeah.
I'd
a
rather
little bit.
read the book than watch the movie again. At least right now.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
it
Me
is.
too. Yeah. I would go back for like scenes easily. Like there's some really cool scenes in there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, watching it. I mean, we were already tired, and there's some like issues with pacing.
Yeah, there's
from,
like
second, third act.
there's like 1.5 acts.
Yeah. And like I didn't like the ending. Like it was metaphorical, but like I wanted more. I wanted a lot more payoff than what we got.
Maybe there'll be another one day.
Us.
So, us.
We'll actually
Redo Naked
actually
Lunch.
do like the Naked Lunch book.
Okay. So like
So, but it would be like a
we have
legacy sequel.
seven- we have
So
7
like
viewers right now.
it'll still be like connected to the first one. and shit.
okay.
That'd be cool.
We could write Naked Lunch 2.
Do we have to call it that?
Naked Lunch 2.
Naked Lunch 2. Naked Lunch 2.
We should call it like
The second asshole.
Too Naked to Lunch.
Too Naked to Lunch. I like that. That's what I would call it. Too Naked to Lunch. We have 7 viewers right now.
Oh.
Nice.
Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to all the film fans out there.
Yeah, this
Thanks
is
for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Send us the recs. We love them.
We haven't had a recommendation in a
From
while.
a viewer.
Quest of Fire.
Quest of Fire.
But,
we should watch. You guys should watch that.
Um,
But yeah, for anybody watching, this is we were talking about movies on this one. I have a non-movie podcast on Saturdays, which is fun too.
How would you rate the film?
I would rate this one. This one's tricky because there's like so many issues with pacing, but there's some scenes that I really I like a lot, and like certain choices that I like a lot. Like the stuff that doesn't work for me really sucks. Let me think. I would give this like somewhere between like a 7.7 and like an 8.3. It's like somewhere around there.
Damn, higher than Mommy.
I just like I like some of the concepts in here.
Yeah.
Also, I also like just the idea of like old typewriters and like writing back then.
Yeah.
And writing a book like that in the 50s, like that's nuts to me. Like, you can't even really do that now. What would you guys rate it?
If-
Do you want to go?
Oh.
I'm still
thinking,
If like we were doing like a William Tell routine, and like the goal was to like hit the glass on your head, I probably would have killed you.
For giving it that high of a rating?
No, that's just what the movie is.
Oh. What the fuck? I can't tell if that's a good rating or not. Is that good?
Watch the movie. and you'll be
Exterminate
like,
all
"Damn."
rational thought.
Yeah.
That's my rating.
Yeah, it's like what William Burroughs did in real life.
Is my rating.
Yeah.
Murder is my rating. My rating is murdering your wife on accident.
This is like one of those funny movies though. Like whatever its rating is on IMDb, it's probably like in the high 6s or the low 7s.
Yeah, I can see that.
What was
It's not like an accurate reflection of the movie. People rate it that because it's just fucking weird.
You're just gonna get like a fuckload
Yeah.
of different responses.
Like you show this movie to like, I guess like people who just go like once a month to see like the new superhero movie, and they're gonna be like, "What'd you show me?" You know?
Somebody who's only ever watched all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Dude,
That'd be
think
really
it's-
funny.
I think it's so funny that there are people who've only seen like mainstream movies, and then there's gonna be like those people who like watch something like Naked Lunch, and they're just like,
That's like a majority of people.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation multiple times
know.
where I've shown people like a movie outside of the mainstream, and they didn't.
you told us about it. It was fucking funny.
How do they look at you after you watch the movie? With
Would you
them?
show them?
No, they're just like they just like you look in their eyes and like they're not necessarily annoyed, but you can tell that like to them like why did you like put me through this in a sense, you know what I mean? It's like
Why'd you do this
I-
to me?
because like to be honest, like I could read them and to the sense of like I can tell you'd rather be on your phone for the past 2 hours than doing
Yeah.
this or whatever shit, you know? And like part of me is like I feel like sad's the wrong word. Because, like, to each is their own, you know? You don't have to be into film. You
Yeah.
don't have to watch movies or whatever. But, like, if you want to and you do, that's really awesome. But, like, I don't know. To me, at least, and this is my opinion, sometimes, like, you might not like film, but it seems like you don't like anything. Like,
Yeah,
I don't,
know
like,
people like that.
You don't like any.
and not even in a negative way. It's just, like, it's for them, really. It's on them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll still, the thing is, though, I still see every Marvel movie. I still see all the superhero movies. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll see you there at the theater for that one.
What movie what's a movie you showed people that they were like, ooh? Or you just got that-
Irreversible.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's the one that showed everybody Irreversible.
Yeah.
What else was
That's
there?
that's evil, dude.
That's
We got. There was a lot of. It was the first time they like. I would say like 80% of them had ever gotten high, like had an edible, and then we all got high, and then I showed them the Lighthouse, and they also like, and not even that the Lighthouse is like as bad as Irreversible, but like still it's
Yeah.
like something out of the mainstream, but still in a sense a little bit mainstream for film people.
Yeah.
A24. That's just one though where I got mixed reactions. What else? There were some though that were actually the opposite though. Like the first time I showed Mandy to everybody, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Dang, I never knew a movie could be like that."
Yeah.
First time I saw Uncut Gems was with my buddy Dustin, or one of my buddies. He doesn't really watch movies too often, and sometimes when you see something that's so awesome, and like then it's so awesome that anyone can think it's awesome. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That was awesome, and I'm so excited. Criterion just got even more awesome for adding
Yeah.
Uncut Gems to it.
Citizen Kane, Menace to Society.
It's actually crazy the movies
Oh.
are doing now. Yeah.
Oh, babe. This is a old ass viewer. She said, "You all ever watch? Was it Greasy Strangler and Cry, or
No.
Hole?" I haven't seen those ones. I haven't even heard of those ones. You guys heard of those?
No.
ones?
Are those like
Greasy Stranger?
different movies?
Greasy
I've heard of the
Stranger and
first
Cry.
one.
Oh wait, Deep Dark. Have you heard of Deep Dark?
No.
Me neither. I haven't heard. Oh man, I'm gonna take a picture of those.
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
I've
Are they
heard
good?
of the first one, the
Greasy
Strangler.
Strangler.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Greasy Strangler and Deep Dark. No, I've not.
Reese's or
Take a
Ricci?
picture of that.
Ichi.
Christina Ricci?
Oh.
No, I don't know. Is that what you guys talking about?
She's in Monster. I saw that the other day. I didn't see
Did you
Monster.
see
I saw. Sorry,
No, no, Monsters. I won't say anything.
I still haven't seen it.
Monster's a trip. It
Monsters
looks like.
pretty.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's
Charlize Theron is like the Christian Bale of weight loss for like female for actresses.
All right, she said they're nasty indie movies. Well, I might like them.
Naz, Nasty,
Nasty.
Nazty.
No, Nasty.
I probably give
Nah.
Naked Lunch
No.
a 48 out of 79 bug powders.
That's pretty good. Not bad.
Bug powders.
It's hard to rate this film
disgusting.
really,
It is.
because like I don't really love it. There are like some parts that I love, and there are some parts that don't really get me. That I don't really like
Yeah.
that much. I don't know. It's weird. 'Cause on first viewing, I was kind of in the middle, and then second viewing, I'm still in the middle. So I don't know what to think of this one really. Yeah, I can't really rate this film.
It's got to be interesting feeling to like make a movie that makes people feel like that. You just walk out of
Dude,
like
I still need
yeah.
to talk to my dad about Rotten Pavement.
Oh,
He's
boy.
like, we need to talk about this.
Oh, you should. Oh, nice.
You read the script?
He read it. Yeah. He's like, we need to talk about this. I keep asking him like.
You should tell him to play the one of the parts in the thing.
Dude, I keep thinking about making that. That'd be fun to make.
That would be really cool.
We should do it for the eccentric artist thing.
Yeah, we should. Oh
I'd
man,
like that.
that'd be fun to do.
I'll definitely see it again though.
Yeah, I feel like I'll probably watch this movie at least.
Can I play
one
the
time
gay
before I
kid?
die. Yeah. Would you dye your hair black?
Yeah. Here, I'll do an audition for it.
Yeah, we'll talk about everything.
Okay.
I want to get.
Yeah, you need to send in a tape. You can't even do
Yeah.
it in person. First it's a tape, then we'll call you back for the
Okay.
first.
Okay.
All right, so that was our naked lunch discussion. Next is
Save the Green Planet.
Save the Green Planet.
All right, well.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah. Well, I already gave you guys one, but just for our film fans out there, this is actually This is probably the fourth or fifth time I've seen this film, but the first time I saw it was actually in like January, February of this year, and it's one that just like sometimes you see a movie, and it clicks with you, and you just want to watch it. It's like it's just, or you just want to show it to people. I had that experience like with Mandy, Uncut Gems, like I was saying, and that was one of those movies. I've been telling you guys for a while, maybe I hyped it up a little too much, that happens when you like a movie, right?
Yeah.
But I guess as an introduction, South Korea was, we talked about this a little bit before with JSA, but South Korea was the South Korean film industry was a really interesting place in like the late 90s and early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of out of their own like sort of dictatorship or censorship, more to say. Come like in history, film history, all history. Out of that comes a generation that, in a sense, it's like the mommy aspect ratio. You're raising that your whole life, and the first time you see the world in the 185, and you're able to express it, it comes out like a bullet. It shoots out, and so obviously you have people like Park Chan-wook, Bong Joon-ho, Lee Chang-dong. And this comes towards the latter end, I would say 97, 98 is when like this whole movement starts. And so in 2003, it's been going for a while, Now the general Korean audience going to the theater, they expect something like this, you know what I mean? And then here comes Jun Hwang Jung, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And I guess to keep this a little short, there's something about first filmmakers and young filmmakers, like we were saying before. And a lot of times, or first feature filmmakers, because I'd say a good majority, just because it's your first feature doesn't mean you haven't been a director for even 10 years,
Right.
A lot of times, music videos, TV, whatever, short films. But there's something about the first feature, it's a big deal. It's a feature film. It's not a week shooting. It's a few months usually on average. But usually it's just like an amalgamation. Ronald Bronstein, he has a good quote in this interview he gave about his first film, where he's like he felt like he was a sack just full of everything he's ever experienced, everything he's ever wanted to put into a film. He's been holding on to it for so long that you can't help but throw everything into it. It's hard, especially, and that's what I mean by not just the first time but a young filmmaker. It's hard for a young filmmaker to know what to hold and what to put in, at least for me, and I guess maybe from my own experience, right? You kind of just want to put it in there, and that's what this movie feels like. The movie almost feels like it's bursting with the seams with so much movie, but at least for me, it doesn't overflow. And not by no means it's a perfect movie, but like we were saying, kind of like with Mommy and stuff like that, the imperfections are kind of what make it what you like about the movie. They went for it. And to me, this movie fucking rules. There's certain things too, like they really went there, the whole 2001 thing, and not just not like it would have been.
That was cool.
It would have been one thing though if like they just kind of had it as a reference, but then they actually like no, it was real. It happened multiple times. It's like so that like
that part was cool.
So I thought I always liked that part. I thought it was funny. And I guess that's what I mean too. It's like they'll go for the reference. I'll open the floor to you guys. What you guys think of the movie?
I can this movie worked for me, but I can also see it not working for like specific people. Like if Rose or like Charles Burmeister watched it, they'd be like what they do? Like who outlined this? Like where's the beat sheet? You're like, what Snyder genre is this?
I actually thought it was structured pretty well.
I thought so too. It was.
You said something one
Yeah.
time about like Korean movies being like a formula kinda.
This one was not like that at all. So this one kind of like takes that down.
They do a good job of like
I feel like maybe the standard one is more like a something palatable, like multiplication
Yeah.
or division, where this one kind of felt more abstract, like in a calculus,
Yeah.
where you're not really using numbers. It's more like variables to solve a problem.
Yeah.
and that's how this.
There's even like math and calculus in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's everything.
No, I agree. It's like like the Snyder beats feels like division, multiplication, like addition, subtraction. This one felt like calculus.
I see what you mean, because there's like a lot of the different like B stories and stuff.
Yeah.
But like script wise, it does a really good job of like having tension in each scene.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
agree. Yeah.
characters with like conflicting interests.
Mhm.
Even if it isn't a consistent direction, each scene has momentum.
Yes. It reminded me a lot of like almost like a torture porn comedy, but not like in a. I don't want to say goofy way because it like is really funny, but like there's like torture porn aspects of it.
It's a comedic movie.
Yeah.
And then there's like genuinely like funny parts of it. You know, it doesn't feel like I guess like a scary movie type of thing. You know.
Yeah, it's not a parody.
No.
No.
You said it, and I remember hearing you say it, but like they do the Saw like speed up thing.
Yeah.
And then just I really like the way that basement looked. It's very
Yeah,
like
it's
sewery,
really good
grimy,
location, yeah.
gritty. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it hit me as much as like it seems it really like has impacted you.
Well, see, it's just that like I wasn't expecting that. Like,
Yeah, and that's
Because-
always cool.
I guess the way I found this movie too is on the Criterion channel. This is mostly I've already told you guys like a billion times, but like on the Criterion for the film fans on the Criterion channel, they had like a special new Korean cinema like movement thing where they had a whole bunch of stuff, and obviously the first ones you go to are like Park Chan-wook's first film and stuff like that, right? Let's see what they did, and those ones are like, okay, I could see why they're mostly known for Old Boy, not this one.
Mm.
And I never heard of Save the Green Planet, you know, or anything, and so I guess it's like I went in with no expectations and got just pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I'm also same thing like with. It's like once a year there's a movie that like, I genuinely fall in love with. Like this year it's this one, last year's like Waves. You know, one that I just like. I guess movies I'm gonna steal from. You know, I have a whole list. This is one of
Yeah.
them.
This is definitely a movie I felt like there are techniques in there that feel like something I might want to try out. Like even just like the way they would shoot cars moving, where like they would almost try to make them look like spaceships. Just like they would speed them up and they'd have sound effects and it would just be really loud and like this whole big thing. Or like even at the beginning, that whole like that montage of them like stealing him and they're driving through the bridge and just like shooting through this tunnel super quick and they're like they take the opacity and like start like
One of the-
spinning it and stuff. It's
one of the
such a cool.
Great opening sequences.
Yeah, it's-
you know,
I was in it,
perfectly
yeah.
sets the tone. I feel like.
And I like the use of over the rainbow. It's like they make it like an alien thing. It's like over the rainbow, like above the earth.
Yeah. Got anything to say, Joseph?
I'm pretty in the middle for this one. Like there's a lot that I like about it, and there's a lot that kind of works against it. And like I said too, like you put so much movie into it that it sometimes works, but like I don't think it works that well in some parts.
What parts specifically?
Specifically the B plots.
Mm.
And there's an overabundance of them. Probably the investigation
Yeah.
into the protagonist, and keep the A plot with protagonist and the chairman. It's more carefully balanced that way rather than just having like multiple plots like Just going around the movie.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I feel you. It's
If it felt uneven in parts, and tonally wise, it was just all over the place. It goes from like comedy to like torture porn to conspiracy theory to drama. Like it works sometimes, but it's sometimes like, okay, it's overabundance. Like you just kind of like chill down just a little bit.
chill.
And there's like 2 climaxes in the film. Like there's a showdown between like Detective Shu, Chairman Kang, and Byung Gin Lee. I think I'm saying that correctly. And also his wife or girlfriend, I believe. Yeah. And they're like, okay, this is the climax. It's like, no, the climax is the other place. Like, okay. Right, this is the ending. Like, no, there's another ending. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And then the world blows up.
Yeah.
At least for me, I agree with you with, especially with like some of the more like emotional elements. They feel kind of like out of left field. I guess, I don't know. To me though, those things are like. You guys ever watch foreign films and then you're surprised and like the way they deal with like the emotional stuff? Like to me, it always feels sappy, you know, always.
Yeah.
And so, and I feel like there's just something nuanced to like the culture that maybe I'm missing, or I don't know, because it's not even just like an Asian or a Korean thing. Like I see it in all sorts of shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do think I've really only seen this in like Korean movies. Like the way they deal with emotional stuff is really interesting. It's like even like the host, like there's like, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like one scene that's like sad and funny at the same time. It's like, I've never seen somebody do that. It's like you could be crying or laughing your ass off at that scene. But it's just it's such a unique, like. I also wanted to ask you this, like, how'd you feel about like all the different like tone or like genre shifts? I always think stuff like that is interesting.
That's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. Like, just because I guess like what I was saying before about like you don't know if it works, but you like that they did that anyway.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Like I'm glad they did that, so I don't have to do that. You know, because if they didn't, I probably would at some point. You know. But in terms of like kind of like scrolling through every single genre, I feel like to me it's what gives the movie its charm. Because if it was kind of like stuck to its guns and like just one or maybe 2 genres, I feel like the movie would be less interesting. It wouldn't be as it wouldn't stand out to me as much, even if it had like the same idea, same everything. Part of the reason why this movie feels unique to me is that it bounces around so much.
Yeah.
I guess because in terms of the context too, at this point, people have been making movies for almost a decade, or in this vein of just kind of like pushing the form.
Yeah.
And anytime that happens, you know, you had the 70s, which led to the 80s. You and you had the 90s, which led to and I mean that in the sense of like the 70s, you know, Coppola, Scorsese, all of them were kind of like doing whatever they wanted, and then the 80s, you just get like the first real franchises, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like you can kind of you see correlations to that a few years later on, but you feel like you would get the sense that it would start now, but this feels like a movie that was made right when this movement started, you know, in terms of like they didn't really care about any of that, which is crazy because he probably didn't, and the studio, whoever gave him the money for it, you know, they didn't care either.
No, they did not.
Which is crazy. Like the same we were talking about Naked Lunch, you know, tens if not hundreds of people had to say yes and agree to this.
Yeah.
Same thing here, you know, and not just that, but like this was like a box office smash in Korea, and so it's like not just that everyone making this agreed to it, but like the general consensus was like this is how film should be, you know, this is a good film, which makes I guess I'm more fascinated with the culture, like the mentality behind that.
I agree. Yeah, I think that part's interesting. I think I'm in the same boat as you. It's like I'm really fascinated behind like the concept of like movies like this being made, and like the fact that it's like it exists. It's like so impressive. Like or like Elijah, you remember like Mr. Bungle songs? It's like jazz, like metal fusion. It's like that's what this reminds me of. It's like I think it either like really works for some people, or people are just like what like, or just, and then you have people like what the fuck, like what am I? Like,
you appreciate it.
It's like almost abrasive and like in its execution for some people, but it either works or like.
Because it is kind of hard going from like two different extreme emotions in a way.
Yeah.
You know, something like very comedic, lighthearted to like, I don't really. Does the movie ever go from like happy to sad like super drastically? I don't know if it does that exactly, but like the tone shifts can sometimes it messes with you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but the movie's also supposed to mess with you.
Yeah.
I think that's like that's just like something the filmmaker's trying to do. So.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
You did.
I'll say something else instead, though.
For sure.
That being said, like story and script wise, I actually do feel like directorially, and like I guess like cinematography wise, I feel like it's actually really well executed.
I agree. Yeah.
And so like whatever like shortfalls they have in the script, at least for me, they make up for it in how it's shot and how it's cut. Like at least on this watch, I would like early on when they first like try to capture him in the parking lot and shit like that. It's just where they choose to put the camera. Like one of them is like above on the ceiling, just kind of following him.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just far away. You know what I mean? And to me, I guess I'm always interested when I feel like the standard is like, yeah, maybe a master, but I feel like majority of films are shot in mediums and close-ups, right?
Yeah.
And to make the choice to be far away, and not just far away, but above, you know, and not even like a lot of times when that choice is made, it's a distinct choice, like the shot or the shots stay in that general area. But the shot was maybe like 2 or 3 seconds only and it was only one shot.
Yeah.
And so it's things like that. It's like, you know, it just feels like
it's like they wanted to exercise.
It feels like a unique perspective, you know. Only he could have directed it.
Yeah.
And I guess editing wise too, we were talking about after we saw it too.
Yeah.
I love the editing.
The editing is so crazy.
I guess it's the editing mixed with how it's shot, because like the scene when the businessman guy is like trying to escape and like choke himself with the chain thing. It cuts to in between the bolts, the chain, him, but I guess I like quick cuts, but a lot of times you see quick cuts, they're either not fast enough or it's too fast, you know. I guess
like the pacing's off.
Yeah. There's just something wrong with the pacing, and so when they get it right, you know, it's like, man, I don't know, and even though this is 2003, so maybe they started to do digital, you know, there's still something about like the tactical nature of film, and seeing older things that have like really well paced editing. You know, it's not just even how it's the actual editing that makes the scene work. It's like, it impresses me.
Yeah, I agree. I really like speaking of pacing, I think the part where he kickstarts his heart, that part was so fucking funny.
He x-rays him.
Yeah, dude, he literally like Mortal Kombat's him. Dude, that's so fucking funny. That was such a funny way to do it too. Like they do like the way they did that shot. What else? There was some good I don't want to say slapstick, but like almost like vaudeville humor, where like the detective's over and it's just like almost like cartoony.
Yeah, whereas like he's like resting his arm on the TV.
Yeah.
And the TV's like a video of like the torture chamber.
Like that's just like old school humor.
Oh,
it's pure visual comedy.
Yeah.
He turns off the TV with his fucking foot.
Yeah, like super precise.
But by like saying there's a UFO over there.
Yeah.
It's just certain. It's the details, and not just that. Like she's practicing like the trapeze thing, but then like she goes to the circus. You know, I don't know. I guess like cool. That's what I like about having like an EFJKLMNOP like plots is that like you actually like, I don't know, not that it really comes to fruition, but it went for more than just like a random detail in a scene, you know.
Yeah. I like that he's able to wrap up every. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a few. Maybe there's one that he missed, but like everything I can think of, he wraps up.
Okay,
some
I was
way.
gonna. Did I ask how many B plots there were?
All right, so let's see.
I
All
did
right.
in my head. I don't know if I did out loud.
So there's a main character.
Main
There's his
character.
girlfriend. There's the what is he? Is he a CEO? What is he?
He's a businessman.
Businessman.
That's the A plot.
Yeah, it's the A plot. The A plot is like the main character and the businessman. That's
The
like
A plot is like the opening, like
Yeah.
like this is who we have to get.
the whole alien thing.
yeah, so the alien thing.
That's the A plot. So B plot. So I'll get rid of that. So there's okay. So there's the girlfriend. That's the first B plot.
The
there's
detective.
the young detective.
Or in
They're
a sense,
both
there's-
detectives.
there's two.
So that's 3 right there.
Oh, there's the guy that like. This one's really little, but the guy who he envisions beating him up.
The
yeah,
bully.
You could say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that counts.
the mom.
The
the
mom.
the backstory. So that's 5 right there. Anything else?
The I don't know if this counts, but like I said, the circus thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's like I would say that's the girlfriend one. That's it. So like, I
5
think 5.
though.
That's a lot. Though.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know how they. I'd like to see the whole scripting process for that because that's a lot to keep track of and like finish all of that up. Even, like,
It's pretty well paced in a way too.
Yeah.
You know, like
considering having
Yeah.
5 people.
it's impressive that they did this. They decided on this structure and found a way to like try to make it work. You know, like finish it and
Mhm.
everything. That's like you're in uncharted
I
waters.
think it's
if
just
you're doing
like-
that.
they just kept getting ideas. And it's
Yeah,
like,
they must
shit, might
have.
as well.
Yeah, they're like,
You know?
let's put the 2001 scene in there. Yeah, all the aliens, fucking.
I'd say it's well
alien
paced for
books.
the most part.
Yeah,
It's very inconsistent. Most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see there. Oh, and there's like the whole bees part too. Like he's a beekeeper. Yeah, it's like there's a lot.
Yeah. I like when the old detective gets killed by the bees.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Not all the jokes land though.
Mhm.
Like not all of the jokes land.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm sure there's.
The big parts were weaker. That's like the weakest part for me in the movies, like the bees.
Oh yeah, the bees were pretty one-off.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like but it is a lot. Like having that many B plots, or like I guess that's what we have to keep calling them. But having that many is just gonna like it's gonna stretch you thin, but it's still like
How long is the movie? 2 hours?
something like that.
Right
Yeah.
every 2 hours.
Yeah.
like an hour 57.
That's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
That is really
I think
impressive.
that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I would not want to do that.
What's another movie that has like a lot of B plots like this?
Inherent Vice, but Inherent Vice is like almost 3 hours.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
yeah.
like Magnolia, but like Magnolia's 3
Yeah,
hours.
yeah,
you know. Under the Silver Lake, kind.
Yeah.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
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 I still haven't seen that one.
Just check it out. It's
Yeah.
good.
We won't get too much into that. But yeah, even like Under the Silver Lake, I'd say like doesn't have as many B plots. Like it just has a lot of like information in it.
Unresolved.
Like there's some unresolved stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I'd say that one has more like 3 B plots maybe.
Yeah. This just like keeps.
This just
going.
has like a lot. This is
Yeah.
just like it sets like
It's very.
it almost it's
impressive.
weird. It's like it starts out with like the catalyst, and then like the setup portion is like after the catalyst, which is like the opposite for the other way. And the setup is like the setup for
Yeah.
all the B plots. Like that's the structure for it. That's crazy. This is like math, dude. This is
Yeah.
fucking fun.
It actually like the setup actually is like the instigator for all the
Yeah.
like what you said.
Yeah.
You said it better than I could.
Yeah, it's interesting script structure.
It's like if it
Yeah.
had like if Police Story like had the same opening, but instead of like following like mainly Jackie Chan's character, it followed all the other police detectives,
Yeah,
or simultaneously.
that's perfect. That's a good analogy. All right, so Anthony, what didn't work for you?
More of a taste thing, but like I said, a little overly sappy. But
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that.
The whole thing with his mom dying, like she died because she like got cancer, No,
Or-
no.
No, it's
No,
like she was an
she was
experiment.
an experiment.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought I thought it was funny
okay.
though because then he's like, "Oh, get the benzene. It's the cure."
Yeah.
But really, he just wanted to kill them all.
Oh man, I almost forgot to mention this. Some of the shots like, with like the lighting was interesting. Like that one shot of like him, I forget what he was doing exactly, but he was going to get the benzene, and you see like his silhouette, but you see the sky, and it's like really blue.
Yes,
Like, that
yes,
shot,
yeah.
like some of those.
Yeah,
there's a
he's
few shots
all
like that.
black in shadow.
Yeah, it's such an interesting. Like it looked cool. Like
There-
it reminded me of Elephant in a way, just like
Yeah.
having the camera
Ah.
like work in this like. It's like you're trying to adjust to like two different like lighting.
We're
It's really
usually focused on like things like aperture and stuff, but
cool. Yeah.
or like in terms of or like focus, back
Mhm.
focusing and stuff. But it's always cool when you see the camera do more stuff with exposure.
Yeah.
like you're saying.
There's another one like that when that like imagination fight scene. There's like some cool lighting stuff there. It was interesting.
There's right before the business guy like kind of like tells the whole like Moses 2001 story, whatever. It like cuts to a single of him, but like he's just bathed in red for no reason.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like sometimes it'll cut to like a close up of the main guy. Like anytime he gets like a hint of the truth, like the business guy
Mhm.
tells him about his other girlfriend or whatever, and then it does. I don't know. They do a few color things like that.
Yeah.
Also, too, he's addicted to like meth or like prescription meth.
Yeah.
I do love the trip sequence. It just
Yeah, I was about-
it's literally out of nowhere.
I was about to ask you guys, how'd you guys feel about like all the like special effects parts?
Obviously dated. I guess that is one thing.
Yeah, it does look a little bit dated. Yeah.
But you watch. Same thing like with the Cronenberg film. Maybe that works a little better because it's practical, but it still feels dated.
Yeah.
But it's part of its charm. It feels like
Yeah.
Like you watch The Host, and even though it's good for its time and stuff like that, you watch it now.
It's like yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I kind of, as a film student, like someone who studies film, it's interesting though because then you stop paying attention to the at least I stopped paying attention to the effect, and then you pay attention to how they shoot the effect,
Hmm.
because you it's easier for our modern eyes to see what's real
Mhm.
and what's not.
Did you guys have anything to say about the special effects?
I do like how detailed. It's not really the special effects, but like how detailed his story is of like the creation of Earth.
Yeah, that was cool.
It keeps going.
That was one of my favorite parts too.
That's my favorite part of the
Yeah.
whole movie. That one and the X-ray scene.
That felt like such a good payoff for me. I was like, I really like. I didn't know if he was faking it or not. Like.
And not just that, but then it cuts to like the theories and shit.
Yeah,
like
like
that.
it cuts to like all the like they made, like they genuinely shot like some of the not shots, like you could tell it's special effects for some of the like montage like storytelling and that like the whole 2001 story.
Mhm.
But it's cool that they like actually went out of their way to like show you what they're talking about in the
It-
story.
It makes, I don't know, things like that are maybe tonally it doesn't like is not as tonally consistent, but it makes it more fun at least.
I agree. No, it was fun.
But not just that too, but then like it cuts to like the papers and like the magazine showing that Moses photo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not just that, but just that like first it was like the 2001 it created man, but then like it shows like the Noah's Ark stuff and like the Tower of Babel, but then how like essentially like there was ancient man that killed itself and then we were reborn again as apes, and then we gave us another chance. I don't know, just the added element. It went from I don't know a good analogy. I was gonna say it went from like 2 slices of bread to a sandwich, but that's not a way. The third layer makes it all the better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank
you.
You're good. Anything else you guys want to talk about in regards to Save the Green Planet?
Presentation-wise, it's pretty unique.
Oh yeah.
And the set design is pretty good. It reflects off the characters, like insanity, which was really effective.
Mm.
The editing choices are pretty inspired as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can tell a lot of thought went into the editing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how much time they spent editing, because that's like some of that editing is dense as fuck.
Yeah.
It feels like purposeful though in terms of like it's
Oh, yeah.
shot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like
I want to see how much they plan in terms of editing. I mean, I'm sure like a lot of it was, because it seemed that way. It seemed like they knew what they were doing going into it.
I'm sure it was storyboarded.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm.
that'd be fun to look at.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Also, the acting in this was really good. Like all the the main character, his acting was solid.
Yeah.
Genuinely felt like he was kind of crazy.
The girl was pretty wooden for me.
Yeah, she was like I saw her more as like comedic relief. Like
Yeah.
whenever she was on screen, I was always laughing.
She's always sad.
It was always funny to see. Yeah, it was so funny to see her sad. Or she was always like in
She's
the
just
corner,
about
she was
to
like,
cry.
I don't want to turn it off. It's like turn it off. It was like it was funny.
And also the chief too was pretty wooden as well.
The who?
The chief.
The chief,
lead.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find him convincing as a character.
Mm.
I guess yeah, but like kind of what you were saying about like the vaudeville stuff, like the detective leaning on things. I feel like the external characters feel more like a caricature. I don't know, it makes the word more cartoonish, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't. Anything else? Save the Green Planet.
It was abrasive. It was, but like in a good way. You know, I wasn't
fun.
expecting that.
Yeah, this is like a Mr. Bungle movie for me.
Yeah.
I like Mr. Bungle, so. So equals I like this movie.
What's your rating?
My
Mr.
rating,
Bungle.
I give this a Mr. Bungle. No. Let me think. What do I give this? I'd give this an 8 out of 10. A solid 8 out of 10.
I would save the Green Planet.
How are you?
I'm still calculating.
Okay.
Doing calculus.
Like I said, the presentation is pretty good. The editing choices are pretty solid. Also holds it back for me is the B plots.
Mm.
It kind of holds the phone back for me in terms of structure.
Yeah.
So it does screw the pacing a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
And special effects haven't really aged well. But like I said, there's a lot that I like, and there's a lot that kind of doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like overall, it's still good, but it's not. It's not really great. So if I were to rate it, it'd be like a 3 out of 5.
That's still pretty good. That's not bad at all.
I'd probably give this one like a 1997 out of like 2003 steaming dildo.
Yeah. This is an interesting rating. Steaming dildos. Oh yeah, they have a steaming dildo. I forgot about that. So next is the Plague Dogs. So I chose this movie. Not really because I wanted to show an animation movie, just because I really liked Watership Down, and I really wanted to see Plague Dogs because that's like the main other Richard Adams movie that got made. I don't know if he's written. I just know those 2 books.
Yeah.
I don't know what else he's written. I don't know if they've made any other movies on whatever else he's written. But I really want to see the Plague Dogs because I would watch the trailer a lot.
Oh.
Like I watched the fuck out of the trailer. It's just that one song they play
At the end.
at the end and at
Yeah.
the beginning. Yeah, it's just that song and like a bunch of shots.
Where are the lyrics?
Dude, I love the lyrics. I'll look them up for you. It's by Alan Price. It's called Time and Tide.
It's a good song.
Time
This
and
movie
Tide.
was bleak.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be bleak. It was just, I
Yeah.
saw shots from the trailer, and it's like the shot with like the monkeys like all hooked up and stuff.
Oh god.
Like this looks brutal, but I need to see this.
Just like the beginning where like you realize they kill him and then revive him.
Yeah.
And they just do this
It's
shit
brutal
all the
opening.
time.
Yeah. So the lyrics go, I don't feel no pain no more. I've left this cruel world behind and I found my peace of mind. I don't feel no pain no more. That's just the verse.
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
fitting.
Yeah, it is fitting. So how'd you guys feel about this movie?
I'm not really like an animal person. No.
You are an animal person.
What are you doing wearing that stupid human suit?
You know, like those websites, like Does the Dog Die type of thing?
No, I don't. What's
Not
that?
really.
No, what's that?
No, it's like a website where like people like read spoilers for whether or not like animals are killed in
Oh,
movies.
like a vegan
Oh.
alert. I read
Yeah.
Letterbox reviews, and sometimes they'll have like a vegan alert, or like if the animal dies. and
yeah,
shit
something like that. Like I've never been like that type of stuff doesn't bother me really, but I guess it kind of bothered me in this movie. Yeah. Yeah, the dogs are getting fucked.
Yeah,
It's a hard watch sometimes.
Yeah, it's very it's very bleak. There's not even a lot of music besides like at the beginning and the end. I don't think there's like any music.
Did you guys watch the 85-minute version or like the 100-minute version?
I think I watched the 85-minute.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I was whatever was on Amazon Prime.
I don't know. I watched the one on the Criterion channel, but
Okay, because there's two versions apparently. Did
I
your
think
version?
I think I had the longer one though.
Okay, cool.
Is there
Alright,
a
cool, we can
scene
talk
in
about it.
there where there's like the helicopter going over like a dead body?
Yes.
Okay, he watched the longer version.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you watch the longer version?
No, I watched the YouTube version. It was like the 85-minute one. Apparently that scene was like too shocking for audiences because
Yeah, it was. I was pretty high, and that part got to me.
Oh
but-
shit!
Yeah.
I need to see it. I didn't see that version.
yeah, it's like they ate his corpse, right?
Mhm.
Oof.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Brutal. How'd you guys feel about the characters?
I like. Is it Snitter or Smitter?
Snitter,
Snitter.
Snitter, and Ralph.
He kind of has like hope because like at one time he did have a good life.
A master.
Yeah, he had a master, and like he's able to hold on to that and think like things will be better, even if like they won't, and that's just like it's like a dramatic irony a little bit because the audience kind of, I feel like you get the idea like things don't really seem like they're gonna get better for them.
Yeah. There's like
And-
that cloud.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and just like seeing him have like a little bit of hope, it's sad.
How'd you feel about his like his brain, like the surgery?
Mm.
Like he was like hallucinating and stuff. It's mostly just sad.
Yeah.
It's just like they're out on their own, and this dude's brain's all fucked up. What else? Snitter was an interesting character. I like that the fox, they refer to him as like the Todd. Like they said the Todd, and then they called him just Todd. I thought that was interesting. I wonder if that was like a British thing or what. Actually, I'll look that up. I don't know if it is. Let me see. But yeah, this one's a lot more bleak than Watership Down.
Oh,
Or
really?
Watership Down's more like an epic.
Oh, okay.
This one's more just like,
depressing.
yeah, this one's more just like
Dials in.
yeah,
You see
it's
the
just
contrast.
Mhm.
Like Worship Down's more of a fairy tale esque
Yeah.
story, and the Plague Law is more of a survival story.
yeah.
Yeah,
Todd the Fox. Yeah, interesting.
it's the same animation style too. Like I noticed.
Yeah, I think it's the same. I'm not sure if it's the same studio, but it looks like the same exact like style.
Yeah, it's same style. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's by the same director as well.
Mhm.
Martin Rosen.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about the Fox character?
pretty well used,
Yeah.
and his arc is pretty solid. It goes from cocky to understanding, and back to cocky again, back to understanding,
Yeah.
then back to helpful, then back to like self-sacrificing.
Mhm. He has a good
Yeah.
arc. He's like
Yeah.
a very Han Solo moment.
Yeah.
It's sad the way you see him die.
Mm.
Where
Yeah.
like he like runs over like the little hedge, and then the dogs go in there, and then the guy just holds up the tail.
Yeah.
And you don't see the
That
rest
shit
of
made
the
me
body.
actually really sad.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause,
all
like,
you need.
Yeah, it made me sad. Just like seeing that, and then like seeing them on the train going, and like he's okay. Like they would never catch him.
Oh.
And it's like they're just on their own. Like they have no idea that it's just like, it's so that part really blew my mind. It's like they don't understand like human technology at all. So they're just like really just like they're just on a whim. Just like they're just fucking. What's the word? They're just kind of like eyeball, like just guessing. Like yeah, just get
Yeah.
on this fucking thing and you'll just go somewhere.
It's like in the beginning when they go in the incinerator.
Yeah, like they don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's just like they're in like
That
they're in like an alien world.
that adds
almost.
to like I think the reason why like you feel bad for the animals,
Yeah.
you know.
Does it make you feel guilty?
Maybe.
And the
There's,
tone's very dystopic, kind of.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like the way animals are treated, like these dogs.
Oh
are
yeah.
treated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the scene where they go into a shop to get food,
Hmm.
and they're about to get butchered, they just run out.
Yeah, that was a good way to show PTSD.
Yeah.
I like some of the. That reminds me of like the way they show human beings in this shot and like in the movie. You never like really get a proper look at anybody's face,
Yeah.
and I like the narrations were
Yeah.
interesting because like
Yeah.
they would show like just shots and it'd just be like cutting from like shot to shot and just like narration. I thought that was interesting. Sometimes it didn't work for me, and sometimes it was just I was like this looks interesting. It feels interesting.
It does raise the stakes for the characters.
Hmm.
I on their tail.
Yeah, I agree. How'd you guys feel about the part where Snitter shoots the man?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What was your reaction to it?
That was shocking.
It was like, oh fuck.
It was one of those like fat girl things.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was laying in my bed watching the movie and I sat up. Oh fuck!
It's kind of graphic too.
Yeah,
it's
it
pretty
was.
traumatic
Uh-huh.
too.
You see just like him holding his face and the blood coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already knew
Um,
that was gonna happen because I was like so familiar with the movie.
Ah.
But I was watching with Kate and she was just like, "What?" Yeah, she was like that.
That was crazy. Sorry.
good.
It's just like there's some things we can't like communicate to animals. Like we
Mm.
communicate to animals like through symbols. You know?
Yeah, or like sounds.
Yeah, like this represents something good, this represents something bad. It's not like specific like details,
Mm.
I guess. And that just like I don't know. Like you know when you like leave your house, like the animal kind of at first like the animal thinks like you're not going to come back,
Yeah.
right? And like they shouldn't think that.
No, but there's just.
But like they can't understand that like you're telling them like they just don't understand like you are going to come back.
Yeah, they just have to trust it. After a
And-
while, they kind of know you're coming back.
And that's just like I think that's what makes it sad. Like that's like what makes it like being able to empathize with animals a little bit, because like you just understand they can't,
Mm.
they don't understand, and that's just it's sad.
Have you seen that one Futurama thing where it's like
yeah.
Fry leaves the dog
Mm-mm.
and the I mean,
what happens?
do you care? If it's like a
can't
spoiler.
watch
Probably
it
not.
ever again without like crying.
What's that?
Really?
I can't even watch the episode without crying.
Yeah.
It's really that.
Have you seen it, Anthony?
It's just that personal. For
It's
me.
just a scene where Fry like he goes into like he leaves his dog somewhere. He's like, I'll be back, and like he goes to the future, and the dog's just waiting for him, and like he never comes back. It's like sad as fuck.
Yeah,
That's what that reminds me of. It's just
Oh,
like
shit.
dogs just like they don't know,
Have you heard of Hachi?
No, what's that?
Hachi? It's a movie that's basically that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy like goes to the train station and the dog comes every day, and then one day the guy like dies or something,
Mm.
but the dog keeps
Yeah, it's
going
the same,
back.
same
yeah.
exact thing. Yeah, same exact thing.
And like you feel bad because you know the dog just like it doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't know.
But it like it starts to get more like the dog gets sad too,
Mm.
you know, and it's like a great
Yeah.
struggle of being an animal.
Yeah, dogs get depressed. How'd you guys feel about the ending?
Do you think they saw an island? No.
No.
No, I don't think they saw an island either.
They're dead.
Do you think Snitter was just like hallucinating seeing an island, or he was just trying to
Yeah.
I
get?
think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
And Ralph was just, I don't know, I think he was hallucinating too towards the end.
well, he was like really scared of water,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
and like to go in there was like a real battle for himself.
Yeah.
And just like think like how desperate he had to be to
It's very subtle
do
too.
that. Like the
Like how subtle it was. Like a little internal battle with water.
Yeah.
yeah. For him to really dive into it, he had to be in like a really deep, like bad place.
Yeah. I like that as like a character arc and like as an opening and closing image. Like it
Yeah.
starts with him in water, but like imprisoned, you know, and doing it for man. Whereas like at the end, he's in water and not in like a cage, like he's in the ocean and doing it for himself. You know, and it's like,
Try and survive.
those are the two times you see him in water really for.
It's simple
most of
but
the movie.
effective.
Yeah, it's a good like
Yeah.
good contrast.
That part's really like sad too when Snitter just like is starting to get tired and he says you have to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Damn,
it's
that's
a sad,
hard.
It's a sad movie.
rough fucking movie, Marty.
Hey, I want to see it. I wrote in there recommend The Plague Dogs. Is this the saddest movie we've had so far?
I think so.
Probably, right? I think so too.
Now, were they actually infected with bubonic plague, or that the rats were?
I think they don't really
I
like.
think that the humans suspected that they had him.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really did though, but they wanted to kill him anyways just to make sure.
Yeah.
Oof. Like the dogs are in that respect too. Like animals are like super expendable to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. For like scientists, like they definitely are.
Yeah.
They're gonna treat them that way. Have you seen Fantastic Mr. Fox yet?
Yeah, I watched that one last week.
Is that kind of like a similar theme?
In terms of like being hunted by man.
Yeah, there's like what's interesting about like films where the main character is an animal, and so essentially they have like the thoughts, characteristics, feelings of a human, you know, but it like led by, because I feel like maybe the difference between an animal and a human is like we feel similar things to an animal, but we actually feel or think more, right? Like it's just like we get the whole rainbow. Maybe they only
Mhm.
get like red, orange, yellow.
Mhm.
We get green, blue, and violet, indigo. But I feel like what you said, like there's this weird thing about like man
Mhm.
or like humans in our relationship to them that it kind of highlights. I don't know like the similarities between this one. I can't really say right now.
Puts you in a mood.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the animation?
Is pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is it like not supposed to be pretty?
Oh no, I was just like because like the animation's like, it's a little bit dated sometimes, but it's like it's definitely not
It's
bad at all.
It's
Like
interesting
there's some good shots.
how like they move like the metaphorical camera. where,
Yeah.
Like, it'll do like a pan or whatever like that. Or not just that how they do it, but when they choose to do it too.
Mm.
I guess you could say that about an animation in general, right? Usually it is just still background and the characters moving in the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
just-
think-
I don't know anything.
I
more
always
to say
think
about
seeing
it.
camera movement on like a background is interesting because it's just like you're just seeing like a still drawing, but it's like just the camera's like actually like moving across just the 2D surface.
There's a few like zooms too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about the voice acting?
It's pretty effective.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot actually.
Is John Hurt in Watership Down also?
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays I forget who he plays.
He plays the elder one, I believe.
Oh, Hazel. Did he play Hazel?
I think so.
Yeah, the voice acting in both those movies are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it here too. I liked all the characters sounded like how they looked.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
It's Ralph. It like at first like I hear it, it's like Ralph.
It's like
But it's
that,
Ralph.
in the log line it's spelled ROWF.
Yeah.
Wolf. I think it's like-
Rolf.
Yeah, bro.
Rolf.
Or is it Ralph?
I really like the way he looks.
Yeah.
Just
you-
like his fur.
Would you want a dog like that?
Maybe. Maybe. Would you watch this again?
Probably not.
I don't know. I'm definitely gonna watch Watership Down like multiple times. I don't know about Black.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Plague Dogs. Maybe if I'm like trying to like look for like something tonally like sad or fucked up, or like if I'm trying to make like an animal movie.
It's not really like a good enjoyment.
No, it's like
It's a
just
reference
sad
movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't in preparation. I
Yeah.
rewatch this. But
It's like
I don't-
yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. Like you want to tell an actor like watch this,
Somber.
understand it. Yeah,
I say Watership is more. I guess dark at times, but it's more like hopeful at times as
Yeah.
well. Like again, it's more of a fairy tale.
mm-hmm.
Whereas in Plague Dog, it's more of a survival tale. Like,
Mhm.
it's very dystopian almost.
Yeah,
It really gets like its message across through like bleakness.
yeah. Or like I might watch it again just for like some of the narration parts from like the human beings, like that. Those were like I might take that because it looked interesting. It just was like an interesting feeling. I've never seen a movie do it like that.
Little bit of a tangent, but I remembered what I was gonna say before when we were talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox. Basically, when you have like, to me, when the main characters are animals, and yeah, in some way or another, they're either like worshiping, or they're persecuted by humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it does. It's just a good metaphor for like, in a sense, when humans persecute other humans, in a sense you have to turn them into animals, right? You have
Yeah.
to be one step
Yeah,
below
that's-
human
yeah.
to become less than you. That's all I had to say about that. Would you guys get a dog?
Yeah.
I got a dog.
Oh yeah, wait.
I got Willie.
Where the fuck is that guy?
I got a fat fuck. I don't know where he is. He was here earlier. He was on the doggy cam. He was just chilling. He just came. I'm gonna lie down here for like 20 minutes.
He got his airtime in.
Yeah.
Animal movies have a unique type of sadness to them.
Yeah, because it's just like it's like they're doomed. You know, like that. There's that aspect. It's always cool when you see an animal succeed, because it's just like victory. It's just like they overcame like man, which is like man is like the closest to God. It's like just like ultimate victory. It's like so fucking sweet.
Marmaduke.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
There's a movie.
Marmaduke?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Owen
sure,
Wilson
yeah.
plays
Owen
Marmaduke.
Wilson.
I saw that in
God.
theaters.
Did you really?
There's like a part where he surfs, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of parts in that movie.
When does it come out? The movie?
Oh shit.
2009?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember all,
2009.
I remember all the trailers. For
I
that.
mean,
Late to mid 2000s, I want to say, right?
Yeah.
It
I was in
feels
elementary
very
school, I believe.
2003 to be honest.
What happened?
It feels very 2003.
No.
Nah, if you want that, you got to watch this James Gunn Scooby Doo movie. You know.
Oh shit.
God.
James Gunn directed the Scooby Doo.
Nah, he wrote it.
Wrote them.
Oh
Oh.
shit!
Yeah.
I don't know.
Both
that.
of them?
Yeah.
Oh, I do like Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
I like both of them. I actually love the first one too. I want to go to that island. It's actually a fantasy of mine to go to that island one
Oh,
day.
for real?
I mean, not like it's gonna happen, but like sometimes like
Yeah.
that'd be so fucking awesome.
Yeah. I feel that.
But like even like Marley and Me,
Mm.
that movie's very very effective.
I watched
And,
that the first day I got Willie, and I cried like a bitch. Yeah.
Damn.
What's the one book about like the kid who has to kill his dog?
Oh.
Where the red fern grows.
Is that what it's called? I thought it was.
I thought it was a
Old
shorter name.
Yeller.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Old Yeller.
Old
That's
Yeller.
the name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Where the red fern grows, I think is also like another. Story
I've just
where he has
heard.
to kill
I've
his-
heard it's like a sad animal book.
Yeah, it's another like kill my dog story.
Oh yeah, Old Yeller.
Came
There's a
out on
movie for
Christmas,
Old
I
Yeller,
believe.
right?
I think there's a movie for it. Yeah.
It came out on
Um,
Christmas Day, I believe, the movie.
Did it really?
It's a good
He's
day
like
for a movie.
he's like holding the dog and crying at the end.
Yeah, and the dad's like,
Oh.
"Here's a shotgun."
Damn. um. I like dogs more than cats.
Oh.
Oh.
I like fish. That's my
Oh.
number one.
Oh, you know what? I think there was one other Richard Adams movie. Let me see, what was it?
Have you read Watership Down?
No, but I have the book,
Okay.
and now the Criterion thanks to you.
Mm.
What was this? There's a movie about cats I watched, like an animated one called Fella Day.
Oh.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
I forget.
What about 9 Lives?
Yeah. Let's check out 9 Lives.
What was the name of it? 9 Days.
9 Days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
Richard
Days.
Have you
Adams.
seen the trailer for 9 Days, or have you heard of it? It was like at Sundance or whatever.
9 days.
We went to go see I think The Green Knight.
Yeah, we went to go see the Green.
And I knew what the movie was, but I called it 9 Lives.
Yeah, I know that one. 9 days.
You know 9 Lives though, with
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Damn.
He plays a cat.
Yeah. Well, Elijah's like, yo, this is 9 Lives. This is 9 Lives. And I was
Yeah.
like, what?
9 Lives re-release. 10-year anniversary.
Anything else you guys want to say about the movie? Rate it real quick.
I think I would watch it again,
Yeah,
but like,
not for a while.
yeah, you gotta, yeah. It has to find you again.
Yeah, it's one of those. I agree. One of those types of movies. I probably won't see it till I'm like 40 or something.
Oh, it'll be even worse then. It's gonna be like, oof,
Why would it be worse then?
because you're closer to death.
So like maybe like potentially 30 years left.
That's not the answer I was expecting.
If you can hear this, you're dying.
Yeah.
Born to die.
Yeah.
yeah.
Rock
Right.
on.
Come back.
Come back.
Oh, callback. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, resurrected.
All right, what would you guys rate it?
Like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10.
I like
too.
how you gave like one of them just like abstract thing. This one, 8 out of 10.
I'm sorry.
I'm giving Naked Lunch. I'm shooting Norby in the head.
That's what
No.
TikTok's was like, that was a quick ass rating. 8 out of 10.
Naked Lunch is a failed William Tell.
Yeah, it's pretty simple and effective.
Yeah.
The voice acting is pretty good. That action feels very consequential. That's what I liked about it. Like there's no stakes in an animated movie for once. And it felt very mature for an animated film.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It feels very kid friendly. Well, it's not really for kids really, so I'm showing this.
No.
Oh, I read something like it was the first anime. Who distributed it?
Some British. I don't know.
It was like the first, from whatever studio distributed it. It was like the first animated movie to like be intended for adults.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting. And this came out in like a time where there were like a bunch of
I don't-
depressing
I don't know if
animal
that's.
movies.
I don't know. Is that true? The first,
I read it on Wikipedia.
because like Fritz the cat. and
the
stuff.
UK.
Maybe for the UK for sure, but like for definitely not for America.
Fritz the Cat, yeah. Ralph Bakshi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good cat movie.
Yeah, it's a good cat movie.
Oh, The Plague Dogs is the first non-family oriented MGM animated film.
There we go. Okay, I gotcha.
That makes more sense.
Non-Disney. Okay.
Maybe you'd like cats if you saw Fritz the Cat, Elijah.
I hear Fritz the Cat is fucking cool.
It
as
is
hell.
cool as fuck. Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Ralph Bakshi though is just like
I like his style.
he's a wizard.
He made wizards.
I'd probably give this like a 22 plagues out of like 40.
Alright, for sure.
Yeah, the voice the voiceover narration, like it's good. Some parts it's kind of corny at other points.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Patrick Stewart voices at some point too. It's like, I didn't like the delivery of the lines very much.
Mm.
Yeah, overall it's pretty good. I don't really see myself ever watching this ever again. I'll probably sit down again as well, because it's probably more. I don't know. It's more hopeful for me, and tone wise.
I think it's also just there's a lot more going on in that movie.
Yeah.
It's not as simple.
And I think the characters are a lot more rounded in that film rather than in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the characters aren't developed in this one as well.
Mm.
So it's pretty good, and I rated like a 3.5 out of 5.
It's pretty good.
Didn't this come out at a time like they were making like a bunch of kind of like sad animal movies?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like,
when the Watership Down came out before
Nim?
this.
Have you heard of
Oh,
Nim?
Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that movie.
And then there's another one. I forget what it was called.
Ferngully.
I don't know.
That's
I've never heard of
VHS
that.
for Ferngully.
No.
It's not necessarily an animal movie or sad, but it just reminds me of the time. Outside of the mainstream 80s animation was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, 80s animation was.
Because I don't know, in the 90s it's like this weird like hybrid between like you have like the Iron Giant, which is like great hand drawn,
Ew, yeah.
but then you also have like Toy Story, where it's like, okay, this is the future.
Yeah.
So in the 80s it just feels like, you know, pre-digital, just kind of doing what they want, and not even just like in the West, in the West, and you have like Akira and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 80s animation.
80s animation is cool.
Animation for adults too, you know.
Yeah,
That's
animation
something to appreciate. You wish there was more of it, you know.
Yeah, it's hard. That I was always thinking about like the fact that there's like so many more movies and like anime or like cartoons and stuff like that. It's just like it takes a lot of fucking work to make something animated.
Like Adam Waste is probably the best example of a film for adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love dogs too. I would say it's like more adults as well.
Yeah, like young adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like Wes Anderson's aesthetic kind of like fits like
it fits
that
animation
in between.
very well. Yeah. It suits animation a little bit better than real life. All right. So recommendations, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about.
The Adventures of Milo and Otis.
Yo, fuck, dude. Wasn't what kind of dogs were they?
A pug? Was it a
That's right, it was
pug?
a pug.
Yeah,
I think it was a
pug.
pug.
And like a tabby cat?
I think
Maybe
so.
not a tabby cat.
It was a
I
cat
don't
though.
remember.
We're just naming dog movies now. What about cats versus dogs?
Homeward Bound.
G-Force.
Hotel for
G-Force.
Dogs.
I have the GeForce PSP game.
You really? Good lord.
So it's like Homeward Bound. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cats. That's a good one too.
All dogs go to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven. Oh yeah, All Dogs Go to Heaven is another sad 80s
Yeah.
animal movie.
Oh, The Fox and the Hound.
Oh yeah,
Fox and the
yeah.
Well,
Lady and the Tramp.
Mhm.
John
Hun-
Wick. Yeah, it's a good dog movie.
101 Dalmatians.
Pig.
Pig. Pig.
I still haven't seen that one.
Check it out.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so recommendations. You want John to be on the?
So, John Worry on the next episode. Okay, so he sent.
Oh, okay.
He sent me his recommendation, and it's a French movie, I believe. Another
shit.
animated movie
Oh fuck.
from Rene Laloux.
Oh, is it? I think I know.
Fantastic Planet.
Yes, yes.
Oh shit. All right, Fantastic Planet's
So-
fun. Yeah.
It looks trippy as fuck.
It is.
It is very trippy. Very good to rewatch that one. Yeah, the movie's trippy.
I hear it's good.
I've heard
It's
good
awesome.
things
It's
about
fun.
it.
I
It's
enjoyed
really
it.
fun. What's the order in terms of?
I think I went second last time, so I'm either first or third.
I think I did my movie last, so I'll have to go first. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure this movie's available somewhere. What movie should I choose? No. Oh shit! I watched.
While we're looking, do you have anything on your watch list right now, Joseph?
Yeah, there are a few movies on my list. There's the Three Colors trilogy. I've been needing to watch that for a while. It's on HBO Max. HBO Max, yeah. A TCM collection as well. So I'll take a look at that.
I've only seen blue and white. I still need to see red,
Hmm.
but definitely dig white.
And the Sightseers.
Sightseers?
Yeah, it's a British comedy. It's a very dark comedy as well. It's about this couple.
Sightseeing or sightseers?
Sightseers. It's about this couple who go on vacation and they kill all the people who are in their way because of their annoyance. Yeah, it's very British. City of God. That's on my list.
Oh,
City
yeah.
of God's awesome.
All of us look up our phones and
Yeah.
not and look back.
The editing in that movie is great.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
It leaves in a week, so I'll get right on it.
Let us know.
Alright, I'll recommend one I've seen before.
Oh, you've never done that before.
Yeah, I know. Because I really want to see your reaction to this movie. I'll recommend Ichi the Killer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
really
remember
wanna
when you
see-
watched that.
Yeah.
Dang,
That's intense.
that makes me want to recommend another Takashi Miike.
Do
one.
it. Do it.
Audition?
Fuck it.
Nah. Ah, shoot.
Oh, Dead
This-
or Alive?
This is hard now.
Sorry.
Dead or Alive is only worth it for two things, but I feel like there's another one I've been wanting to recommend for the podcast called Visitor Q or Citizen Q, whatever it is. But the thing is, I don't know. Let me see if I can get the DVD.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. It's pretty
Yeah.
strange.
These are cute. Let me see. It sounds familiar.
I put it that way. It's very strange.
Visitor Q. So.
OMG. I think I found a DVD for.
Alright, Elijah, you're
$10.
next, actually.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think you told us about this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Visitor Q. Yeah, I remember seeing this image. Yeah, we saw. Yeah, I saw a trailer for it. Yeah, this one looks interesting. That's right. That one looks really interesting. Yeah, if you can find that, that'd be.
You watch Channel Criswell?
Hmm?
Channel Criswell? Or cinematography is what it's what's called.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that image is how I came across it.
Oh,
I still haven't seen it, but I just know that image there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Wait, who's next?
Elijah.
I got it. So it was a movie that just entered the Criterion Collection recently,
Ooh.
and I heard the log line and I thought it was interesting. It's called Afterlife by Hirokazu
Afterlife.
Koreeda.
Yeah, he did Shoplifters, right?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Well,
He has another movie I want to see called Still Walking.
Oh shit! That's really cool.
It's on my watch list.
Okay, I did
Um,
not know that.
Yeah, he's actually
Oh, whoa! He's actually
not a lot
got-
of people talk about him, but in terms of like filmmakers working right now, he's
He's
up there.
got a lot of features.
That looks good.
Afterlife.
Wait, so you chose another Japanese film then?
Oh.
Dang, I
Damn
feel
it.
like now I'm just getting pressured into it. Shit. Okay, because I had a pick already like loaded, but
Well, you tell us whatever you want to choose, and then tell us whatever the option B or C was.
see now I have like up to J.
Do you want? Oh, fuck. Do you want to flip a coin like 5 times?
Yeah.
Is it like the Harvey Dent coin?
Yeah.
Make your own luck. When did you see Fantastic Planet, Norby?
Not too long ago, like maybe like half a year ago.
Okay.
I forgot that we had Fantastic Planet, so it isn't a Japanese episode. We have some other stuff.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
have some
gonna go with
variety.
my original pick.
All right, tight.
So although he made 2 feature films in the late 90s as a young filmmaker, this man, he took a 10-year break and came back with this film called Polytechnic, which kind of put him on the map.
Ooh.
But the film he made after this one is the one that everyone wanted to work with him afterwards. The reason why Roger Deakins became his cinematographer is because he saw this movie. The French-Canadian classic Incendies, directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Oh shit.
I've been
Um,
wanting to see this movie. Thank you.
How do,
man.
Yeah.
how do you
Fucking
how do you
rules.
spell it?
It's spelled like Incendies.
Mm.
Incendie.
Incendie.
But Incendies.
Incendies.
Have you seen Polytechnique?
Yeah. I guess I like Elephant more, but I feel like
Yeah.
you shouldn't put them against each other. 'cause
No,
they're
no.
different films.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's not
yeah.
trying to be Elephant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Have you seen Incendies?
I've been meaning to.
Well, I got the DVD if you'd like to borrow it sometime.
Is this your favorite Villeneuve?
That's hard. No, I think I like Enemy. It's probably my favorite.
Enemy. Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I really
got
like
the-
Prisoners.
all of it.
That's a good one. Prisoners is
Prisoner's great.
Prisoners is creepy.
Prisoners are creepy.
Yeah. That's why they're in prison.
Anything else you guys want to say before I cut it?
This will be so we got Fantastic Planet,
Ichi the Killer,
Ichi the
Afterlife,
Killer, and
Incendies.
Incendie.
Incendies.
Incendies.
Ensemble.
All right, cool. That'll be a cool next episode.
Thanks again, Joseph, for being on
thank
the
you, Joseph.
podcast.
Thanks, Joseph.
Thanks for the recommendation.
That was fun.
Good. Bit for me, because I've never been on a podcast before, so my stuttering kind of got in the way a bit.
You did. You're
You're
good.
fine.
It was
You did a
fun.
really good job,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, this is a fun podcast. I had a great time this one. All
How
right,
long
so
was this one?
this one was 317.
Okay.
We made good time for
Yeah.
4 movies actually.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
time. All right, so yeah, that's it for anybody watching. Thank you for tuning in. Those are the movies we're gonna be watching. Hope you guys had a good one. Stay healthy. Stay.
Wim Wenders.
Yeah, that's it. All right, we'll see you guys.
This is bad country.